zone, breaking it down from her comfy throne. Smart as hell with a side of flair, politics sass and a killer stare. Casey's lurking tail in the frame, chat's already playing their games. That donkey tape, sharp and bold, hot takes drop while the chaos unfolds. Truth with bites both in the way, still showing up every streaming day. Brains and vibes, she leads the pack, now buckle in, no looking back. That darky night, let's go!
Hi everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear me well? I've been fooling around with the setup, so things might have messed around. Yeah, it looks like you should be able to hear me. Yeah, we've got a new camera again. So we're using Droid Cam this time, so there's still a bit of a delay compared to the other phone I was using, but let's see how this goes. I've just been pushed to use this week. Anyway, so that's what that's the news. That's the news for today. That's why we have a bit of a different angle. Yeah, because we have a different phone. So, good to see you guys. PP says that he's sorry he can't spell my name correctly, but that's fine. I think it's refreshing to have a different version given to me. Chinkia, which is how I read it. And we've got another one, Chin Chin, which I've been given before, and I know it means penis. Yeah, in some language. So there's that. Thank you for that. Oopsie, I suppose. Whatever. I thought I banned from touching technical things. Listen, I understand, but there were other circumstances that got in the way. My camera was forcibly taken from me, so I needed to do something. We do have a Daisy cam, although there's no Daisy up there. That you could probably see Axie. So let me just check. Let me just see if I can show you. Oh, sorry, I've got to put it above. No, that's Daisy the picture. Where's Daisy the cam? Yeah, there we go. Let's get Daisy the cam up above here. Yeah, so there's Axel in the right hand side there. You can see a little gray blob. That's Axie. But yeah, we don't have a Daisy on the pedestal thing yet, so we'll just turn off the Daisy cam for now. But yes, so yeah, cameras caused problems, and then we got stuck in that. Hey, 1 of 44. Hey, Michael. How is everybody doing? How did the week start? We did look. Masculine Monday is how Americans would have started it. Masculine Mondays. No, you can't ban people too, Matthew. But yeah, we are. Yeah, we're doing more Charlie Kirk right now. I hope everybody has touched grass since the last time we were online. And yeah, let me just go into not a very good intro. You guys threw me off with the technical stuff. Hey Groovy, hope you're well. You look nice on this camera. Well, that's great. Thank you. It knows what to soften, I think. So yeah, I do actually like it. I do like it more than the others. So I'm in agreement. Thanks. So, what we're doing today. Why did I get banned again? Because you made a joke and nobody understood it. Just explain your jokes. Say your joke and then explain it at the bottom. Right, so you touch the ocean. Yeah, that's even better. That is even better. True. I would have to drive to touch the ocean, and it is so hot outside. But I wonder if that would still, yeah, maybe I should do that. I should go to the sea this weekend. That would be cool. Anyway, so yeah, what we're doing today, we're not leaving Charlie Kirk alone. If you go on Twitter, yeah, that's all we're talking about on Twitter anyway. Okay, yeah, there's some newer news, and there's some South African stuff that I've looked at, but we're not done with Charlie Kirk. We don't just walk away from this topic unscathed after so many high emotions. So I want to look into. I'm still processing exactly what is my take. I've only had my reactions, like I've just had my feelings about the thing. And I'm like, let's examine. I still need to mind map it, okay? I need to diagram it. I still need to examine what the hell is going on in my mind, because it's just been flooded with all different perspectives that resonate at different times for me. Like at one time I'm like, peace, everybody, peace, 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 please. And at another time I'm like, oh, that's fucking horrible. These people are horrible. And, I'm up and down and highly feminine about it, I suppose. Okay, here, let's see how this would have been. Okay, Kitty, you don't treat me nice. You're a bad podcaster. You don't know how to conduct interviews. You're a 45-year-old man, and I pray for your family. LMAO, just this, and it's a Zach's joke. Yes, that I do understand that. Oh no, what? Oh my, yeah. Candace Owens is not exactly where I would go to for the calming, turning down of the volume. I wouldn't go to her. She's frothy as all hell. Just on anything else. Has she blamed it on Jewish people yet? Has she? Because it's amazing how anything happens in the world, and we have to get to that. that has to be the reason. So I'll look at it, maybe. I don't know. I might be too busy touching grass or something, guys. So yeah, I've got a little mind map that I was working on. I'll mind map it for you. Charlie speaks. Trans big mad. Trans take pew pew. Uses pew pew. Millions of people find Jesus. The Charlie Kirk effect. Yeah. A worldwide shitstorm has been unleashed. It feels that way. It absolutely feels that way. I think we've been in a shitstorm. Just people are politically charged anyway. But yeah, it has had worldwide implications. One of the things I came across yesterday was there was a Roman from Roman Cabernac. Okay, you guys won't know. Well, one of 44 will know. And Matthew. So he shared I think it was a News 24 or some South African news outlet, whatever, that opined that Charlie Kirk it's not relevant to South African politics. So it's like, okay, well then why are you writing about him? Because he's like, no, he has no influence on South African politics, so we shouldn't be talking about him. But then you're talking about him. So yeah, the main point from that is, yeah, everybody has actually they've had a take and a reaction to this, okay? Even beyond America. I've always said, when people are like, why are you talking about America? Bro, America sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. We had, people tried to make their own BLM sort of uprisings when the George Floyd thing happened in South Africa. Majority black country. Most of the police officers that I have ever encountered are black. Anyway, Daily Maverick was a toilet newspaper, yeah. The tipping point. So that's quite interesting. 1 of 44. Maybe you saw the thumbnail, but the video that we're going over has the thumbnail that says tipping point instead of turning point. It's the tipping point. I think Chase Hughes just put that as it's a very good thumbnail. It makes people want to watch and say, ooh, what is the tipping point? And he's going to be inflammatory because he knows that people are looking for things that are going to say what they want to say. Okay, they say what they want to hear and say what they want to say. They want to hear people say, we're going to fight, fight, fight. This is the change. Now gloves are off. So that's where people will go. They will expect that from his video. And you actually don't get that, which is quite interesting. Want to go over it. I'll just go through a little bit of the notes. It's not that much that I've got down here because I'm still I'm even trying to figure out how, what is making me feel confused, knotted up. Yeah. What is the sticking point for me? Okay, you guys talking about turning points, but I'm like, what's the sticking point? So here, I've obviously got my mind map. By the way, I've seen some streamers be using Miro, and they're using it to structure their discussion with everybody, and I'm like, you see, mind maps are great. Okay, they're not just for the spurgs over here. It's for normal streamers as well. So enjoy it, but also use Xmind, not Miro. Okay, because Xmind is a lot more tidy. But yeah, anyway, whatever floats your boat, Filion. So she knows Charlie personally and has inside knowledge of Charlie and BB's communications. Let's just say the relationship changed recently. Worth a look at it for more context in general. Yes. There was that discussion I saw online as well, that it's because he dared to question Israel because he was saying, hey, you're going a little bit too far. But also the way that she characterizes her relationship with Charlie seems to be different to the way that other people that know Charlie characterize Charlie's relationship with her. So there's doubt. There's doubt how close, I know they went on tour together, but just how friendly Charlie is with Candace. So I didn't see the toenail. Did I say toenail? But also that's a good word to use anyway. Right, so just some things to think about. Well, we went over a little bit of it on on last week's sort of discourse thing. I didn't even get through everything that I wanted to in that discourse thing. I think Filion actually did a much better job of going over it than I wanted to. His clip that he currently has out there of his stream, that's what I would have wanted to do. I want to hear what piece of shit Tyler has to say and what his parents have to say. Yeah, some people, about an hour before stream, I saw somebody retweeted a story that seemed a bit iffy. It was not on official news. It was on a iffy site. Somebody was saying, oh, he, what's the name? His father's donating money to the Kirk family. Money was raised in support of his son, and it was given to the Kirk family. It seemed a bit too iffy. I haven't got confirmation on that, but yeah, his family. The fact is, his family was part of. His family could have tried to be like, what's the name? Gabby Petito's killer's family and try and hide their son, but they didn't. So. Another diagram, okay. Yes, we diagram everything. It had to come to a mind map. Like, I know we use the word diagram, but it's a mind map. Discord kept denied there was any talk from Tyler about the killing. That's interesting because the initial report that came out said that there were messages between the two that referenced having watching the area where he stowed the gun. Anyway, forget touching grass. After this, we're going to be drinking grass. How does that work, WZ? Also, WZ, I've invited myself essentially to a sort of one of Words of Paradise's Leon's streams where it's called Tinfoil Haters, and it's for like paranormal and conspiracy theories and stuff. And the one thing that we're going to do there is Skinwalker Ranch. So I might do a diagram about Skinwalker Ranch, guys, before we watch, before we discuss it with on his panel. Anyway, it's also Cindy is part of that, so you guys, yeah, it does sound fun. Yeah, we going into a little bit of paranormal, and yeah, I can't go into any other true crime right now because this is the true crime we're talking about these days. Is that today? No. It's somewhere in October. Don't they have grass juices? Yes, they do. Grass shots. It's lemongrass shots. Now you actually make me want one. What is Skinwalker Ranch? It's a spooky story. I just brought it up because whenever I see WZ, I'm like, oh shit, I've got to do my true crime stuff. Rather a diagram than a diarrhea, am I right? Yeah. Wheatgrass, that's the one. Okay. I was just reading the words here. I'm like, no more bottles. It's written on a bottle. Okay. I didn't know people in South Africa cared so much about Kirk. People that are interested in politics, beyond just South African politics, are interested in Kirk. It seems like a lot of people that are interested in South African politics will, of course, be at least a little bit in the know about US politics. When it comes to being politically aware, you should be aware of what's going on in the US. At least your people will be a bit more aware these days because of the tariffs and things like that. They'll be more interested in America. I'm just interested in what Chinkia has to say wherever she goes on YouTube. Thanks, people. Right, so anyway, the initial, just what I've got here so far. I'm going to put this this is my main map, right? So this is just me. It's about my things, but I'll create another map for the video that we're going to watch, right? I'm wondering, where am I going with, where did I go? Where did I come from and where did I go with this phenomenon? Right, so these are not my responses, right? I'm describing all the responses that came out after his death, right? There was some apathy. Most people, I would say there's apathy by anybody who didn't talk about it, who just said, oh, Charlie Kirk is dead. But most people, I think this one should be at the bottom. We can put it at the bottom as like hardly anyone was using this. But we had grief and disgust, which is I feel like the most human reaction to have when somebody dies, especially graphically in a video and in front of everybody. Okay, in front of people, in front of his children. You guys have heard the whole thing, the moral grandstanding about it, but it's not actually moral grandstanding. It's just pointing to the humanity of something that has occurred in front of your eyes that is not normal. Okay, that's not a thing that we should be seeing on the regular, boys. Okay, that's not that doesn't, especially not in a in polite society. So that was it. There was grief and disgust. So people that knew him were very, very upset. But then just even people that just had this parasocial relationship or just knew that he was over there doing political stuff, there was this disgust that, oh my God, this is really horrific. It's a normal human reaction. But then it went into anger. So either there was anger or concern. I feel like people focused on either or. If they had this grief or disgust, they had this negative reaction to it. They went to anger in retaliation. Fuck these people. Fuck what they're doing. How dare they? Blah, blah. That's the anger that they seem to just dwell in. And then people like, say, myself and Wick were on this concern thing. So it's not that we didn't feel grief and disgust. We was very much feeling this. And that's another thing that people seem to not notice is if you weren't expressing anger at the time, if I wasn't busy expressing anger, people would jump on and reply with their anger to my concern as if I had no anger at all, as if I had no grief or disgust at all. They completely cancelled out all of these things because in their minds, they're sitting and all they can think about is their anger. They're like, how are you not feeling what I feel? You must think differently to me if you're not in the exact same space as me emotionally. So it was quite interesting. I got a lot of flack and you're a coward and this and that when I asked for toning it down. Because what I mean by concern here is the word is like tone down the volume. I don't want this shit to escalate. That's what I meant by concern, and that's what it seemed like Wick was saying as well. Is it's like, yeah, guys, but we can't even, we don't even want to talk about the us versus them and go into that because it's actually just so incendiary that we actually want to focus on, let's calm it down. But that was not good enough for people that had already zoomed into anger. They didn't have enough time. They didn't go into concern. They were like, the concern is disregarded. I'm not concerned anymore because the thing we feared or the thing we didn't want to happen has already happened. So the concern is useless now. So I actually want to go. Oh gosh, I had a quite a good exchange. I think it was with Shield Wall on Twitter. Let me just check. What's up, Josh? How are you doing? Hey there, cats and kittens. Cooler heads prevail and hug your loved ones. Exactly. Love it, Josh. If you want to experience anger, watch the most recent Piers Morgan with Destiny. That's usually what I'll end up feeling when I watch Piers Morgan is anger. Keep that in mind for when we watch the Chase Hughes video, which I know is the point of this stream, but I'm just rambling a little bit to bring up the just to recap my feelings underneath everything, okay? Because my feelings are very important and you're here to hear them. No, you're here to share yours as well. That's what we're here for. Oh god. The stills that X uses as like previews for your live streams. Like there's a thing of me going. Anyway. Here, where is this response? Let's go into the notifications. Oh gosh, it's actually quite far away. Basically, we were talking about, I was talking about, oh, okay, you're trying to call people hypocrites. You're trying to call the right hypocrites now for going into cancel culture and all of that. And that's not working. And I was trying to explain why it's not working. I was trying to put words together to explain what has happened. And I actually think, so it wasn't Shield Wall, it was White Cloaks. I actually think we were saying the same thing, but he wanted me to say it exactly the same way he did. Now that school started up again, I might not make as many live streams, but I'll try. I'll kitty try. Please do. But I know you're working. It's fine. Okay. So, here. Basically what I said was, I was expecting violence when I said turn down the temperature. So now I'm just relieved it's only been getting people fired. So like this week, what's happened is people have started, canceling this person who celebrated. So all the people in the celebration block were on TikTok and on Reddit and all of this. And basically it was screenshot of person's egregious celebration of political assassination of a murder. Okay. Horrible, gross behavior, and find the person's employer, get them fired. And then it would be, hey, they've been fired. And maybe sometimes there would be a video, I got fired or something like that. Okay. So that started, and I was like, hey, I know that's hypocritical because we were against cancel culture, right, guys? But I'm like, you know what? That's fine. If this is what gloves off means, go ahead. Fine. At least it's not burning shit. Okay? What do you think war means? I mean violence. That's what I was waiting for, violence. I was expecting immediate violence, not riots, but actually retaliation assassinations. That's what I was thinking. Because why? Because politics creates frothy people. You just pick a side and a frothy person will be there ready with a gun. Okay, that's it. And I didn't want that happening. Silly me. Okay, so anyway, so I was just happy and relieved that it was just getting people fired. Honestly, I'm not pretending that doesn't affect their lives and blah blah. I'm just like, thank God you can get another job. And another thing that I was interested in is just like, yeah, these people that get fired, I don't think they're going to learn from it. Okay, so I know that society, by getting them fired, is saying this is unacceptable behavior, don't do it. But they've already gone so far that they think that that's normal, that that's okay, that that's acceptable, that that's laudable. They've already gone that far. So, of course, if they get fired, they're just going to feel persecuted. Okay? That's just how it works. They're not going to go, oh, my mea culpa. What did I do? Oh, geez, let me rethink myself. No, maybe there'll be one or two, but I think on average, if you've gone that far, yeah, the cognitive dissonance will not allow you to to continue, to change. So anyway, I said that, yep, it's hypocritical of the right to cancel. Okay, because I put the words cancel. I think it was Adam or Sitch that was trying to talk about consequences versus canceling, or some other different wording that he tried to put onto, and I agreed with him with that, trying to change that wording, because it is different. It's different to you have a bad opinion, thought, view, to you have no morals. You are lacking value of human life. That's a different, deeper level than I think this girl has a really thick jawline and therefore she's ugly and video games are too woke. Okay? These are quite a difference. So I understand this. Anyway, so I said it's hypocritical because I understand that is the defense that people will say when they're getting canceled. I thought you guys were against cancel culture. Hypocritical. We want free speech. Isn't it free speech? You should be able to say what you want. Cool. So I understand that is the view. That's where I was coming from when I said it's hypocritical. So I understand that's valid. Okay? If you keep all things equal, as if we were this was before Charlie Kirk, okay? Yeah, the right cancelling the left would be hypocritical. But, okay, now this is different. Cancel the risk of being but the risk of being hypocritical has been reduced. They don't give a shit about being hypocritical. They don't give a shit about now you can say you're doing what you said you said you were against. You've become what you said you wouldn't be. They're past that. It's not even worth. It's not going to get you any skin off your back by being hypocritical in your own movement, because you're justified now. So that's why I'm saying the risk of being hypocritical has reduced. It doesn't matter anymore. The right. To the right, it's absolutely worth it now. Not approving it at all. I'm just observing. So literally, that's all I'm trying to say is, at this point, I think I just am just observing. Like, wow, you're all just fascinating. So I put Jane Goodall there saying fascinating behavior. And so White Cloak says, it is in no way hypocritical not to want my first grader being taught by the sort of lunatic who is sparking the football over somebody getting killed because they disagree politically. So he's like, nah, it's not the same thing. We are not the same. These are not the same things. It's not hypocritical. It's a different situation here. So basically, he's just said it better. Maybe the fact that I said it is hypocritical means I have not understood that the change has happened. So I hadn't put all of my thoughts. I hadn't come to the correct conclusion after that, by still saying, ooh, it's hypocritical. To the left, it's hypocritical, but not to the right, if you know what I'm saying. So through the eyes of the left, not hypocritical. Hypocritical. Through the eyes of the right, hypocritical. Now the word hypocritical has lost all meaning. Anyway, so what I said after that is exactly my observation. Previously, it was cancel culture is wrong because of freedom of speech. Okay. From many on the right. That's what we said. So it would be hypocritical for us to be against to use cancel culture, correct? Right? That should be the idea here. Now it's that person says something, that person says things that show their character to be impermissible in a healthy society. Therefore, they should not be in their position any longer. So it's a completely, again, see, this is a layer that I've gotten from just examining this, that, okay, it's a foundational principle that is being completely violated by celebrating a political assassination, essentially. Right, so then I've got, as many have said online in the last few days, the gloves are off. The shift is from I will disagree but defend to the death your right to say it, to the thing you said shows you are not a good person and I don't want you to think you're allowed to be that way. So that's actually the shift. There has been a shift, and it's because of the severity of this death. You cannot, the severity, the spectacle of it, just everything, the significance of it has changed a lot of people. That's what they mean by the gloves are off, is now you've gone too far. Now the line has been crossed. And now it's like, well, I don't actually care about your rules of engagement. Goodwin brought this up earlier, where it's that you got to, if you look at this through a sort of game theory perspective, which I don't know a lot about, but it makes sense that if your opponent is not playing by the same rules as you, they have power over you. So if you start using their rules, then maybe you can win, essentially. So it's like moving away from having the moral high ground is making sense to many people on the right now. They don't want peace. So, they want to tamp down everything on the left so that they have peace in the way that they want it. The thing you said shows, the defend your right bit is no longer the focus at all, so it doesn't mean anything when someone calls it hypocrisy. So that's what I'm saying again, it doesn't matter if you're calling it hypocrisy, the right does not give a fuck. Okay? Because they're not caring about being hypocrites. Because we're now talking about the bigger moral issue of killing political opponents as opposed to disagreeing with them. But that's not hypocrisy, as White Cloaks says. That's changed political viewpoints. True. Which, I mean, it means shifting. That's what I meant by shift. But yeah, I guess you don't call it hypocrisy anymore. It's not hypocrisy. See, he's demonstrating that it's not hypocrisy anymore. It is, I changed my political viewpoint on what we're supposed to do. It would be hypocrisy if their opinion was celebrating assassinated leftists is fine while pushing for firings. That's the thing, though. Celebrating assassinated leftists is fine. That should not be a thing. But I was worrying that was going to happen. When I was saying toned it down, I was expecting that because I was looking at the worst case scenarios from each political side. Because when something like this happens, it's like everybody gets galvanized. So I was expecting frothy right people on the right to go, oh really, and go and do their own thing. In which case, if that does happen, it's absolutely imperative for the right to completely condemn that and shit all over itself if anyone does that. So yeah, which I think people have already warned against that. Anyway, so that's just the one thing that helped me come to a bit. The processing thing that I'm going through is just finding ways to word my perceptions. That's all it is. And the way that he worded it as a shift of political viewpoint, shift of viewpoint at all, I understand that. also just talking about the ongoing aftermath, the stuff that's going on still now. We're still having vigils and things like that. I didn't watch the JD Vance episode because he took over from Charlie for one episode. I haven't watched that one. Must have been quite emotional. Great, the far right are just as targeted as the far left. Yes, that's the word. That's why we use the word far. We mean far gone when we use the word far. They're off the deep end. That's it. So we got the vigils, but we have the people that are trying to honor this memory. I mean, there's vigils internationally and little memorials and pictures and things internationally as well, but obviously the most in America. And then you've got these assholes that go and try and disrupt them as well. There's been a couple of those. It's not a huge crowd, but you'll have like one person on a fucking scooter going through and trying to be such a freaking hero. It's oof. It's gross. So more, I suppose you could say the vigil protesters / the disruptors, those are the people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, and it's just they think they're absolutely fine to do this, and of course they are doing it for some sort of social media clout. What you doing? Follow me on social media with your super secret account. You know what, Carl? You were suggested to me, so tell me what Facebook is doing, figuring out everybody's connections. Charlie was changing the youth perspective. If you think this is about Charlie Kirk, you're missing the point. He is the catalyst, absolutely. The moral standard of too many people have declined, the rhetoric that leads to it, people aren't taking responsibility. Yeah? So this environment was ready to ignite, and he was the catalyst. Well, his death is the catalyst. I'm a treasure. You are a treasure, Carl. Hi Cal, I don't know if your command will work. Will make a noise. Get out of here, Goated, you little troll. Honestly. Guys, leave Goated. I mean, I guess, and I understand why he chose that avatar, because, you know, Satan. Goats are actually really cute, so find a better profile picture. But I guess this is you, red-eyed goat person that's carrying on about Tyler Robertson being more of a patriot. Get out of here. But I'm sure you're an edgy boy, and we appreciate your viewpoint, as incorrect as it is. Okay, so the shooter below. So now we've got the vigils, we've got the investigation. We've got this, who does he belong to? People are still out here going, he belongs to the right because his family was registered Republican, as if nobody in the world has ever disagreed politically with their family. Like, nobody ever. Okay? As if serial killers have not had whole families that they live normal lives with and then go and do stuff over there. So even if he was acting like he understood or he was appeasing his parents, and then he went off and shot Charlie Kirk, we would still need to figure out what was going on in his mind. Because guess what? He's an individual human being, and you would want to know. And this is what we would do. This is what, hey, if you don't understand true crime fascination, this is why we're fascinated by true crime, because we want to know what makes somebody step over that line that should be so deeply ingrained in you that it's like, why would I take another human's life? Because if I take another human's life, I'm forfeiting my life. I'm saying the value of life doesn't matter. Let's take that person's life. Free will, anyone? One of the greatest gifts from God. Ooh, it's a two-edged sword. Tyler wasn't the shooter. Watch this space. Who is it then? Are you going to come in and say it was Mossad? Yeah, there's a few people that are doing that. Tyler wasn't the shooter. The one thing that I am scared, like I'm skeptical, I'm curious about is how the hell he transported that gun, because in the CCTV we don't see him with the gun. We see him running at the end, but you know, afterwards. But with him walking around the campus, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. But that's what's so annoying about investigations. They don't just come out. You don't get the podcast in a couple weeks where you've got your true crime people explaining exactly the motives and everything. No, this takes a long time. We're living it in his pants. Yeah, there is some. I can understand that, but very difficult. We would have to. I would like to see how he did it. Reenacting. The video shows him walking there twice, but he drove a car. Remember, the limping guy is a gunman. The guy in red is not. Wasn't he limping with the gun in his pants? He was definitely limping after he jumped off a fucking building. So after he jumped off the lip of the thing, he was definitely limping there. And yeah, that is something that I was interested in. I'm like, why are you saying he went straight to his car? And it seems like the parking lot. I guess people were confused as to where his car was parked, maybe. Because they look at the nearest parking lot and they expect that that's where his car is parked. Maybe he walked further to find his car. Campuses are massive. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the investigation itself. It's ongoing. And yes, you know what? I think the shooter, all of this stuff over here, this investigation bit, an extra bit is the conspiracy ideas, okay, theories. That there are a lot. They're going to, like, this person, there were some people that were trying to push the idea that Charlie Kirk was shot from behind by one of his own people, by one of his own security, and there were hand signals beforehand from his security, and okay, sure, like, your brain is primed to look for those things and believe them because you have such a lack of trust for the mainstream media. I understand, but I don't agree. I would do a superhero landing, and who's Chinkia? It's me, but he spells my name wrong. This is how you spell my name. Okay. But he's got to own it. He's got to stay with it. Chinkia. I say Chinkia. But that is, I suppose, a phonetic spelling. Not without, no, with the C. It is Chinkia. But yes, I'm Chinkia. Anyway, so we got the conspiracy theories. And of course, the main thing that has been debated online this weekend ad nauseum and will continue to be discussed as we go on. Saying who is more guilty for this highly charged political situation we are in. Is it the right or the left? And if we go back to the very night that, well, it was nighttime for me, that Charlie Kirk was shot, when I was talking to Wick, it was kind of like, shit, we kind of have to get past that. We can't sit and talk about it too much, because that's actually going to increase the volume. But of course, it still has, it's you can't ignore it. That's fantasy thinking that's naive thinking, saying, hey guys, let's just not talk about whose fault it is and come together and be better. Yeah, I don't think, just because that's what I want to happen doesn't mean I'm surprised it isn't happening. It doesn't mean that, yeah, I don't understand why humans are humaning. Okay, I don't understand why people are still arguing about this. I won't be wrong, sorry. I think it was funny. Chinkia, don't get rid of Guy in red walks into uni, ring cam in shorts, no rifle. Shortly after, guy in black walks past. On same ring cam, a limping rifle. Found in the forest but not seen when jumping. Well, hardly anything is seen when jumping. Does motive have to be part of the left-right dialectic? Maybe in this case it does, but I'm not 100% sure. This individual's motive? I don't think it will change much either way, but it certainly gives us more to talk about. That's the only thing. It's just something over here. The only thing that the motive does, the motive discussion does, is makes people go, he was yours. No, he was yours. That's basically what the motive discussion does. But either way, when we have an investigation that says he was on the left, you've got people that say, no, he was on the right. And then you've also got people that say, he doesn't represent us. So it's like, okay, but he had these ideas though. He had ideas from your little ideological backpack. He took those out. Okay, so there is some semblance of accountability there. And we're not saying now jail all leftists. When a person says accountability, they're just saying, hey, or responsibility actually, more than just, hey, acknowledge it maybe. Good morning, peepers. I have the same for you. Morning, Zaxi. So yeah, all out civil war is, so what we're talking about now is also what do we do? What's happening now? The cancel culture has now gone a bit wild. From the right, they've started the gloves off, essentially. And all out civil war is also part of the threats. You know, like we will defend ourselves. They want to kill us. All of that stuff. So let's just get into the video now. The Chase Hughes video. Chase Hughes on Charlie Kirk. Turning point. Not turning point, it's a big point. So this video has, I think it's over 3 million views now. Let's go. Sorry. I agree, others are thinking that way, but is it really that? What do you mean by really that? Really his motive? Or I'm not sure. Welcome, Gary. Thank you for keeping it respectful. And asking questions. That's why I do these things live. Yes, it is easier to do a live than edit a video, but I do like interacting with people. At least some people. Okay, so Charlie Kirk, let's go into the video. It's Chase Hughes. Chase Hughes, he's, yes, I will acknowledge, because people will be like, oh my god, when they find out. He did use his behavioral expertise, because he has behavioral expertise, to pick up women. Okay, if you understand psychology, and mind control and things, maybe you're gonna use it on women. Use it to get yourself laid. So that's what he did in the beginning. But really, what he is now doing and has been doing for many, many years, is like psychological training, behavior training, written books. He's more into neuroscience and neuropsychology lately. So yeah, he's qualified to talk about this stuff. Can he teach me the first part? I think if you go and find very old videos, you could probably find that. But yeah, the point is, I found him on the behavior panel, one of my favorite channels on YouTube. Yeah, basically examining human behavior. They are behavior experts, so they are the ones that I go to. There is the ellipsis manual that I still haven't read, because it's a heavy read. Because it's a study. It's a textbook, the ellipsis manual, of how to. Let me just give you an idea, he's got a huge book coming out now, which is like basically behavior techniques and mind control and stuff. Just hold on. The controversial best-selling field manual written for intelligence operations. Get groundbreaking surgical level skills with the textbook of human behavior and influence. Behavior profiling, advanced body language skills, advanced deception detection, covert influence tactics, behavior control methods, interrogation secrets, behavioral programming strategies, fear, insecurity, and needs identification, physical methods of hacking the brain, conversational sleep deprivation, using confusion as a persuasion tool, word-for-word scripts for extreme behavioral persuasion. So he's quite an expert on behavior. Chase Hughes, everybody, Chase Hughes. It's heavy stuff, but lovely. Maybe this is what I should be reading. Sorry, just so you guys. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a new book. If anyone is looking at my shorts feed, yesterday's mundane thing was the smell of books. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Let's get into it. Corbyn's alt account is wild. What alt account? Oh, goated. I didn't know his name, but I've been watching him for a while. Confirmed a lot of things I've been thinking about over the years. Spotting psychos, narcissists, and other persons. Yeah. I'm glad you've been watching him now. Use some techniques on Gordon. How dare you? I could probably find some of them that I did use just by instinct on Gordon. Just by being so freaking persistent. Yeah, basically the whole sleep deprivation. I totally did that to him. So, it works out. Now we're married. So I'm an expert too, guys. I'm dangerous. Yeah. So, right. Let's go into the video. Finally, at an hour in, basically. And I had the video open. Dove. Oh, it's here. Let's just close some other browser things. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. Sharing. Sparkles! It's been a while! I'm so glad you're here! How you doing? And Scoob, oh my goodness, two beautiful ladies popped into my chat just as I was talking about mind control, guys. I think I've got something. Okay, let's see what the audio situation is. I hope it works. There is one surefire way to trick a man, just don't have a dick. There you go. A lot of people are trying to turn Charlie Kirk into a martyr to advance their specific agenda. Yes, I think this is inevitable. Well, inevitable. I think this happens. J.D. Vance himself would be doing this. But that doesn't mean that they don't care about Charlie at all, and they never did. They're just going to continue doing what they do. People are going to use or react to in a way that react to this in a way that that benefits them and benefits their movement. I think that's pretty normal. It's just how people work with politics. I'm on my phone, so I will type my best I can. Again, this morning we were talking about YouTube's interface and how tagging people in chat is just not. It's not easy. I'm glad you're okay, Sparkles. Okay, okay is good. Okay, as in we want more. We want good. Actually, we want you to say I'm good. But what I'm saying is, it's better than I'm not okay. I'm okay is a very, very good statement to be saying. I have an opinion. I'm bothered by the focus on the boyfriend. I think the boyfriend is being too focused on like it's an excuse for the shooter's actions. I think yeah, they're focusing on the boyfriend because it shows this person is a leftist. And yeah, they are focusing a lot on this person as if they put him up to it, I guess is what you're feeling. This it's not the boyfriend, actually, it's the girlfriend, because she's a trans person, I think. But yeah, the only thing that for me with that is you just gotta check that this person, as much as they're cooperating now, just from knowing how these things work, and not knowing, being interested in them, you guys know, true crime wise, somebody saying they're not involved doesn't clear them. You do have to look into everyone and say, okay, are you liable? Did you know this was going to happen? But at the end of the day, the person who pulled the trigger is responsible for the murder, and we need to make sure that person goes away. The thing did it? No, they didn't do it. The one person, Tyler, although Groovy doesn't agree, is doing it. Alright. Okay. So, yeah.
Charlie Kirk is dead, and it exposed something violent.
Is it too loud? Sounds pretty loud. Let's bring you down here. Yeah, it'll be way too loud. If my voice is over here, you gotta go down here, Chase. Sorry if I blasted your eardrums off.
And horrifying that I want to share with you right now, just kind of candidly. He was murdered while he's speaking in public to a group of college kids. And there's one part of this.
I think it's sus, the guy who asked the question at the time of the shooting. I think it would be prudent. Okay, so Rick says he knows this person, and that person has given an interview, and they seemed quite shocked. Sorry, I said shock as as I heard, saw Matthew say he's deaf. But yeah, they gave this interview and they were shocked, and they were speaking kind of, yeah, this is a problem and it was pretty bad, and they seemed quite shaken. But just by due diligence, you probably do need to look into him, and then say, okay, they're cleared. I'm not saying. I'm just saying they're a person of interest. It would be, because I'm a great investigator. But that's not to say that he's just the person that was there at the wrong time. I watched his interview, yeah. I also watched it, and yeah, while he said the right things, and I think a lot can be explained by the nerves and the experience, you still need to look into it. So I'm in agreement, Sparkles. You just look into what he might have known. Was he part of those kinds of the groups that are now scattering online? Also, sorry, another reaction that people are having to this the investigation is like, what the fuck is the FBI doing? We're uncovering more things than the FBI has. Girl, where have you been? Have you not watched any sort of news when it comes to crime? Investigators have to actually fact check themselves beyond, seems true. Okay, you can't do that. You can't say, hey, you should look at this, and be like, whoa, the FBI is not looking at it because they're not saying this. The FBI should not be speculating to the public what they think. They need to go and investigate and actually find the truth. So I don't know why people are acting as if the FBI is, oh no, the FBI is so incompetent. Listen, they're investigating. What do you want from them? Do you want them to open up their files and say, come guys, join our server over here? We actually got a Discord server where we discuss our entire investigation so everybody knows how good we're doing. Yeah. Anyway, people just so disgruntled by the establishment that they have to hate on everything. Candace Owen has a good timeline of events. Give it a chance. Just skip her talking about Charlie at the start if you're not into that. I'm not into Candace Owens, man. I just Frothy. Frothy. People demand answers in 3 seconds, morons. This isn't Netflix. No, but that's the thing. People are feeling this way. Anyway, let's get into Chase. Chase can give us some ideas into how people's brains is working. So he's giving us an intro about Charlie and what happened.
That I think should horrify you to the deepest parts of your very soul. Instead of a universal outrage, instead of every decent person saying this is insane and this is wrong, the internet seemingly lit up with the...
Okay, so I'm going to be pausing whenever he does screenshots because there's a lot of screenshots in this that I haven't looked at yet. And when a creator uses screenshots, it should be known that this is their citation. Okay, when people are like source, there, yeah, he's got this idea, this person over here, Malika, okay, says, now your children have no father, many laughing faces. Okay, this kind of thing. Okay, like, yes, this is one person, but represents a trend. Okay.
Celebrations and cheers and memes.
Oh,
and
look at this one. Okay. We've got Sage on, I suppose, Twitter, or no, it's Blue Sky. This is Blue Sky. So these are all Blue Sky. What do you call it? Why remove from stage? There you go. These are all Blue Sky skies, whatever you call them over there. Posts. Rest in piss. Go get Trump next. Wow. So we got the celebration and the call for extra violence. Good on you, Sage. Very sagist. Sheelix Eurocat headed for Trump next. Let's hope. Okay. I wonder now many people are waking up and thinking, oh, it wasn't a dream. Now do Trump next. Okay. Danger Vince is very dangerous on Sky. Maybe Elon should be next. Just asking for half the country. Elon next, and now there's a person with a, oh yeah, I saw this one reposted on Twitter, a list of people, Andy No, Benny Johnson, Ben Shapiro, Chaya Rychik, Christopher Rufo, Ian Miles Chong, Jack blah blah, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, Nick Fuentes, Tim Pool. Do you see how they're all, Nick Fuentes and Nick Fuentes is in the running with all of these people? But never mind the list. It is a list of people that the person actually wants dead, and they've crossed out Charlie Kirk. Aren't they exciting? Praying Elon is next. Wow, so you're actually using the idea of praying the Lord, praying for Elon to die. Nice one. Do libs of TikTok next. Oh, so that female's gonna die. Okay, cool, very nice. Me waiting for someone to get libs of TikTok like a game of whack-a-mole. Oh my god. Okay. Then now do Andy No or libs of TikTok. What is wrong with you? This post is pure brilliance. So people are even enjoying it. You have to throw another milkshake at Andy and he will do it himself to be a victim. Wow. Okay, so yeah, Andy No, I am worried about the guy. Elon next, blah blah. Next, do that bitch from libs of TikTok. Jeez, I didn't know libs of... Then libs of TikTok spent the whole week doxing everybody that celebrated Charlie's death. So how's that going for you?
People actually laughing and celebrating the murder of a man because he wore a different political dress.
Oh, we got even more. Matt Walsh, Trump next, all the nexts. All of these are asking for next. Charlie Kirk is dead and has been for a few hours. Trump next, please. Oh, fuck off now. Yeah.
Jersey. So let that sink in for a second. And I don't think any of this is about Charlie Kirk, the person. And I don't think...
So there you go. As you said, Groovy, it's not about Charlie Kirk, the person. Obviously, that doesn't mean that it's irrelevant who he was. It's that this goes beyond him. That's what he means by that.
It's about whether you liked him or hated him or didn't even care. I think it's about the fact that political murder is somehow just another headline nowadays. And
okay, key quotes basically is what I'm going to be trying to put in here. Okay, so what's about? And we've got not about Charlie. Even if whether you liked him. The key point is it's political murder is just another headline today. Prepare yourselves for how he describes it. I'm sure you've heard something similar. People have described it similar, but it really hits home when Charlie speaks about it this way. He says, Charlie Chase.
We scroll right past it. There is a whole new low for where we could go. And you have people online cheering like it's their team winning a Super Bowl. And what you're...
That really is it. It's people seem to be... Think of that idea that people are cheering like their team won the Super Bowl. Okay? Let me try and move this down. Sorry, I just need some space. Let's put you here. And put you
You're
here.
seeing is an...
And you come over here. Okay. Oopsie. Cheering like their team won the Super Bowl. So that's actually like another the way people have spoken about how desensitized everybody is and all of that. And that environment has been created by the media and by people feeding the media and the media feeding people and then everybody feeding each other. So the environment has been created and it feeds on itself. But yeah, that has created this idea or this feeling with people that it's okay. It shifted the Overton window to it's okay to cheer on the death of somebody in the same way as if somebody won, a team won the Super Bowl. There's no idea that, oh, this is a risk, this is something that is wrong, this is not decent in society, this is not something I should be saying online. There is no thought of that. It is expected. It's permitted. This is permissible behavior now. So that's what he means by people cheering this on, and that's also why there is a new low that we can go to, because this is a symptom over here. This is showing us the shift in the value of a person's life, in the way people are viewing events in political America.
Evil mask slipping.
So now you're expecting him to sit here and go, it's evil mask splitting, falling off. The left is to blame. Fuck the left, or whatever. You're expecting that to be where he goes with this, right? I wonder, is anyone else thinking he's gonna go? That's what you're thinking. I'm showing you here.
Is a signal, and it's a signal that we, and I do mean we all, crossed into something that is a lot darker than just politics.
So now what people would say on top of this to Chase, because Chase doesn't, you'll see through this video, Chase is not about saying let's pick a side and let's go. Yes, it is good and evil. He does bring that up, Matthew, but he doesn't go the right is good and the left is evil. That's not what he takes from this. That's not what he's doing. So you will hear that it's good versus evil, absolutely, but that's not what he's doing with this. I like the idea that he said a signal that we've crossed into something deeper. And now, what I would say about this, so the whole point of this is to corral my thoughts, okay? To me, a signal that we've crossed into something deeper. For the right, okay, so on the right, that means crossing into behavior not considered before, not considered correct before. Example, cancel culture, right? Getting people fired, and of course people have also allusions to violence, okay, and civil war. So this So that's what's happened to the right. We've crossed into something deeper. The signal of it crossing into something deeper to the left, some people that are on the left they're just focusing on the fact that they blame the right. So I don't know whether there has been a line crossed here for the left. I'm trying to figure it out. Let me just put a question for myself. Has a line been for the left? And I'll just say not by the left. That's not what my question is. My question is not has the left crossed the line with us? No, it's saying for the left, do they look at themselves in any way and say we've crossed the line? Very few people have, and I appreciate the people that have. So I suppose I should note people like Shoe on head and not so erudite. See this as for them. So for them, yes. So there is an answer for some people on the left. This is a line that has been crossed by their counterparts that say no. That are saying this is not okay. This is not what I'm standing for, and they're pushing themselves out of that group. But yeah, what Chase's analysis does is goes beyond left versus right.
This right here, what we're seeing is what happens when violence becomes part of a political conversation. When actual TV networks air over and over clips that encourage people to see the other side, not as neighbors that we might disagree with, but as enemies that need to be
Okay, let me just check at look at the clips he shows here.
destroyed. Not as over and over clips that conversation.
Does
when
he show
actual
Fox?
TV networks
Okay, he does show MSNBC, so people are all watching this through a partisan lens. So it would behoove him to put something of Fox, but yeah, you would expect more clips coming from leftist media, because that's where they had these kinds of discussions. But in retaliation, you did have on the other side anyone talking about these people. There's always the us versus them going on with these news shows, right?
Over and over clips that encourage people to see the other side, not as neighbors that we might disagree with, but as enemies that need to be destroyed.
So he's saying that the media makes it seem media. He doesn't say leftist media, this and that. He just says media, mainstream media encouraging people to see each other than neighbors, requiring needing to be destroyed. They are evil. Everybody is evil. Okay, your neighbor is the same as that person on TikTok. Your neighbor is exactly the same. Your neighbor wants you dead is essentially what the media is kind of programming into your head. And okay, the media does that, and then on top of that, we've got our lovely social media that that feeds into it and feeds upon it.
The threat to society. And you've seen it, I have no doubt. We all have seen this. People in the media saying these people are a threat, these people are dangerous, maybe some violence is justified, and it's not fringe anymore. This is mainstream. And there are thousands of these clips.
Yeah, there are thousands of them. There's lots of compilations. You can go out there, go and look at Sitch's timeline. He's got a few of them as well, because as I showed, put in the previous mind map over here, one of the main things is who is guilty of the violent rhetoric. Who made this? Whose fault is this? Who is more guilty of creating this fiery landscape we now live in? And it's it seems like on the left, pretty much. And there is even these idea that the left's actual worldview does lend itself towards violence more than the right. But my opinion as well, as I said on Thinkers, and the way Dorcas worded it was so much better. But yeah, both sides, when they get to the far left or the far right bit, they lose this moral compass that was guiding them in any case. They justify it in any action they want to take. So once you get to your political extremes, you get to you both leveled up to the point of I will kill my opponent. So this is mainstream, and there are thousands of these clips, right?
Out there, aired to millions of people, kind of nudging, suggesting, maybe planting seeds that maybe a fist, maybe a bullet is a legitimate form of political debate.
Oh yeah, he's got idea examples. So let's think about. Look, these aren't in broad context. So, but when you watch these compilations or whatever, what I was trying to think of is like, what would the basic? Because remember, I always cite this, that when we were in school, one of the exercises you had to do was write in English is write 4 different formats, right? And you had to write. One of the exercises was convert a story that is told to you, or pictures or something, convert it into a news story. And you would get marks for not editorializing. Okay, you could write. There was an exercise that said write an editorial, so that was another example that you could change to. But when it said write it as a news report, you would get marks taken off if you were bringing your opinion in any way possible. And that's not how we consume. I mean, I'm not saying that this has never happened or whatever, but the ideal was supposed to be that we get the story, and then we get informed, and then we form our opinions on our reaction to the story. But we get the story and the reaction programmed into us through media like this.
Is this the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
I remember that. Robert De Niro, like, what a fucking hero, boy. Ooh, fuck Trump. Goes up and you're at the Oscars and you talk about your president. Okay.
Said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still...
Okay, so he's talking about mainstream, and that's true. Like when you're actors, when Hollywood is captured in this way, that it's okay. So yes, he is showing leftist people, but what he's saying is this has been normal. Okay, so he's not focusing on who did it or whatever. He's just saying this has normalized. Now this has created our environment. Okay, let's focus on it having created our environment rather than pointing fingers. Exactly, we just know. I think what he's trying to say is we know that this has gone on. This is not up for question or debate, whatever. Now what do we do with this information?
We're going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
A lot of people don't have the attention span to maybe stick with this, but I pray that you do, because I'm going to expose something here that's going to change everything for you if you stick around. But here's the irony, and what I think is an absolute concrete law of history. It's concrete law. The minute that...
Okay, so let's see. Concrete law of history. The minute... Okay.
your ideas require violence to enforce or spread, they're already completely bankrupt.
So that was the thumbnail that was used, tipping point. So if your ideas to take root, they're already bankrupt. So I suppose I'll put here from the right's point of view, violence in this case would be in self-defense. Okay, that is how it is seen by being people on the right, is that I did not start this, they started this. People bring up other examples of political violence having happened, but those are dismissed as iffy by the right as well. They're like, no, that it's not the same thing. I mean, they didn't go after AOC or something like that. So yeah, right now they're saying nobody was taken that was a Charlie Kirk of the left, and in such a visible way, and also in a way that was celebrated by many people. Therefore it's different. So there's that whole argument, but we're not going into that now. I'm sure if you guys have watched the Destiny debate, I'm sure that goes they go into that on Wick's channel with Destiny. So yeah, if your ideas need violence to take root, they're already bankrupt. So this is, yeah, from the right, it's self-defense. It's not actually about trying to get your ideas taken seriously. It's defending your ideas against violent ideas. Okay.
Every tyrant, every failed ideology, every social collapse starts the exact same way. The debate dies, then violence takes the place of debate. And you
Okay, so violence taking place of debate. Well, let's think about debate as well. The change of how debate, the nature of debate is as well, or how online how it's been online. We had debate bro, debate me bro, debate me bro, all of that stuff, and basically it's not even a conversation. It is just how many gotchas, or not even gotchas, how many quick responses, quick witty responses can I get over on my opponent, as opposed to laying out my views and counteracting, putting them in opposition to someone else's. Yeah, so even debate itself took a turn into, not violence, into more aggression, but that's still preferable to, I don't know, a bullet. So, became aggressive. For people to be tested, then cancelled. Well, then people tried, then tested for purity. Yeah. So if you ever tried to find some sort of middle ground, I think what I'm trying to say is, yeah, if you tried to find middle ground, agreeing is not looked upon with affection. Like when people do find common ground, it's not like celebrated as much. Or we would celebrate it. Normal, reasonable people, people that enjoy my channel, would probably like that. Like the outcome of a debate to be some sort of middle ground, some clarity. I think it was Charlie. He in his no, it actually wasn't Charlie. I think it was Andrew Wilson or something. It was about, let's have clarity. We can at least have clarity. We don't have to have agreement, but we should have clarity. Something like that is what we need debate for, to clarify, to understand each other's ideas. But no, not, as you can see from the response to Charlie Kirk, how people are calling him certain things, saying he's absolutely racist and sexist and all of these things, because they've seen little snippets of discussions and they don't have his full argument. And they've just already labeled him that way, and he's put into this big thing of far right instead of milquetoast center right guy. He is far right and extremist. Also because he's so prevalent, right? Because people actually wanted to listen to him. Anyway, so yeah, violence takes place of debate. We've heard this from Charlie himself, that when conversation is fails or is conversation is taken away, then we turn to violence, and that's horrible.
Can't argue with a gun. You can only kill with it. And when killing is the substitute for a conversation, society as a whole starts falling off a cliff. And
violence takes place in debates. Society. Yeah, society is about getting along. Nah, that's the whole idea. That's part of the discussion we're going to have on Thinkers this week. Is about society, nations, cooperation in humans. Okay, that's us becoming collective beings in nations and communities and that sort of thing. It's not saying that we're going to be talking about collectivism and oh, the individual sucks and all of that. It's like, no, it has a place. Okay, it has a place in our lives, and society is about tolerating each other. Because if we didn't have society, we would be animals, okay? We would be lions. We could, but they're social. They're in a pride. Yeah, but lions can still land up killing each other, and nobody's going to be like upset with the other lion for doing that.
we all, myself included, we all have been sold the biggest con of our entire life.
Okay, now that is very emotional language that he's using to get through to you, okay? It's the biggest con, guys. It's the biggest con, and you are being duped. Okay, so listen up.
And this is that the problem is left versus right.
Okay, so the con. That the problem is left versus right. Okay. It's all about left versus right, isn't it? Absolutely. The left did this, the right did that. Who did it worse? Who did it better? What is happening? Kitty is left or right? Well, considering the way other people have perceived me, I seem centrist to them because I am not frothy about being center right. I think I'm more. I have some lefty things, old lefty things, where it's like I care about people. Okay, that I feel sorry for people. I tend to have that kind of thing that goes on, as opposed to all out, the all out get your shit together that the right has. So yeah, but even so, when I'm navigating the internet and things like that, I do feel like I am on the right. I'm on the center right. Just because, I suppose, yeah, just because of the way, the ideas I encounter and the amount of them, the number of them that I actually reject. This is interesting, because would you call Buck Angel right wing? Because I'm in agreement with Buck Angel on a lot of things. But because of the left being in such a purity spiral, I have not been part of it for a very, very, very long time. Because you're not good enough. If you are not all the way on the far, far left, you are a Nazi. So I suppose I was probably like around Charlie Kirk, around that place in the world, moderate. But I'm put into this right place by the left, and yeah, I've succumbed to it. So Kitty is on the right. Okay, so yeah, you see, Goated over here is on the left, right? So he says I'm on the right. So yeah, you see, I'm center left in your opinion? No. I think considering, yeah, I guess it depends on the issue, guys. I think that's what you have to do, is ask people on the issue. But yeah, in general, it seems like to me I'm on the right. But people have told me I'm actually a frothy leftist. I'm a liberal, and I'm an old school liberal. Okay.
Or Republicans versus Democrats.
We only mods can send links, guys. Kash Patel is about to testify live in the Senate hearing regarding the Charlie Kirk investigation. Okay, let's watch it live, guys. Let me put, where is it? Let's go. I'll just search Kash Patel. Live oversight hearing, Right Side Broadcasting Network.
And always with a doctor's prescription included. They have.
Okay, so this is a. No, let's go Kash Patel. Forbes breaking news. I just don't want commentary on it. Okay. Let's do this now. Right, so keep this in mind. Creamage, whose name makes me uncomfortable. You should call him Creamy. You linked it. Which one should we watch? Let me check Creamage. Oh yeah, the link probably won't work here. Anyway, let me go here. Oh, now it's just got to catch up. My chat's got to catch up there. Okay.
Children, the whole family.
Associated Press.
God bless you, Charlie Kirk. I've asked Director Patel for an update today.
Can you guys hear?
Matter. As we proceed with the hearing, Dr. Patel, Director Patel, I'd like to note that you've agreed to one 10-minute round of questioning. That's more time than your predecessor agreed to.
We might get
When
knocked
Director
off
Ray
for
appeared
this.
Before this committee, he left
So
early
please bear in
to
mind,
go on a family vacation.
might have to restart a stream.
And he wanted me to think it was business he had to conduct. Since your confirmation,
Fraud,
you've been
Elon
acquainted
Musk.
with the bureaucracy that you must reform.
Yes, I'm from South Africa, and so
and
is Elon
hold
Musk.
accountable.
But Elon
And
Musk
that's
is
no simple
very
task.
far from Africa now.
You've begun the important work of returning the FBI to its law enforcement mission. According to the FBI,
Okay, so we have to kick some ass.
since
Oh,
January
lick some ass.
of the year,
Kiss some ass while we're going. Oh, you've done really great. You've done a great job. I saw your DM just been really sad. It's okay, Sparkles. It's a little soft. Okay, let's see.
this year the FBI helped rescue more than 4,000 children from predators.
Okay.
FBI teams nationwide are working alongside immigration and custom
I don't know
enforcement.
why it's so soft. It's really,
This
it's hardly
teamwork has
being.
resulted in the arrest and removal of a historic number of violent criminal aliens,
I'll bring it all the
gang
way up.
members, and child sex offenders. Those are
Like, it's at 100%,
overwhelming
guys.
better records than at least two of your past predecessors.
Lick some what? Lick some ass.
During the Ray era at the FBI, the Bureau reallocated resources from child crime.
I could actually, hold on. I could do it. This might make it louder for you guys. Hold up. I'll take that media off. And stop this. And share the audio through YouTube. There you go.
American gangs like MS-13.
Doesn't help.
Now, well, it's well understood that your predecessor left you an FBI
Oh god, so we're all just busy.
infected with politics.
They haven't. Can you guys
I'm going
keep
to
an eye on
provide
this until
examples
we
of
get
that
to it?
today,
Because he's just
including
talking
making
about
public
how
new
great Kash Patel
whistleblower
is.
records. At your nomination hearing, I made public records that whistleblowers provided me about Arctic frost. Arctic frost was the FBI.
I just aged by a decade. Mr. Grassley, Yeah, I'm gonna go and feed the cats now. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this, but yeah, it seems like they're it's a preamble. We're waiting. But yeah, I'll put the music back on for you, and I will be right back because the cats are going in the background. They do this thing that. Right, so enjoy. BRB. Okay, just to show you I'm not lying, here's Axel and Daisy eating their foods. Aren't they cute? And they have cute little cat balls. Easy. Okay, that's the beauty of what's it, OBS cam or whatever this droid cam is. Woo! Sorry guys, sorry. Did that work? Did you guys see? There we go. You saw feet! Shit, I need to paint my nails before I do that again. Sincere feet, ew. And dizzy, I'm sorry. Well, that's good. Anyway. Sweet. I hope you saw my Axe and Daisy. Millions of dollars. My feet, I really don't think my feet are that bad looking, okay? But Michael, the Dober Daddy, he thinks they're ugly. Alright. What's going on here? What's going on here? Gotta lift those bowls for their backs, bro. I suppose I should start putting the wet food in their dry food bowl. because the dry food bowl are the dry food bowls are higher for them. But they don't, cats don't eat like dogs. They don't stand. They like to do that kind of, no, they're not zebra pants, they're flowers, guys. They're flowers. These are flowers. Put the wet food in the dry food bowl. Okay, guys, this is great content. I'm glad that you guys are here. Right, so I moved this around, I think. I don't get the attraction to feet, it's just there so you don't fall over. Well, yeah, and also I don't get the aversion to feet that people have. I have a friend who absolutely is freaked out by feet. Okay, let's see. It's still the chairman guy. Yeah. I'm sure Stitch and Adam will go over this video. Hey, I'm here for the cats. I love it. Okay. Right, so keep an eye on that tab if you guys want, but yeah, Guy is still just talking about in the entire FBI thing. It's not just about this case. So enjoy being in chat for that. We are going to go back to the video that I was talking about. Whoops. It'll be this one. And this one. Right, back. Why am I so yellow? That's weird. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's go. So it's not problem of left versus right. That's where we're at now. It's good versus evil, right? But now you're gonna say that you want him to say that one of these is evil. That's what you want him to say.
And that is the distraction fireworks show that they want us screaming about while they're doing something else. And this is a magician's trick. And I'm about to really show you what Charlie, God rest his soul, has kind of exposed here. If you turned on cable news today, you go in your living room, turn it on, maybe you scroll social media, what are you gonna see? The absolute fringe. They're gonna show you.
Okay, so what's this about? The con left is right versus right means what has been exposed by the Charlie's death. Okay, so we've got the fringe being shown as the commonplace, I suppose.
You the loudest, dumbest, most cartoonish people from the other side blast.
Okay, so again, you see what he's saying. He's not saying from the left, from the right. He's saying from the other side. The video is loud as fuck now. Oh, it's because... Sorry, it's because we were trying to get loud for that other dude. His volume was crap. So let's see.
Sit in your face 24/7. You're not being shown your neighbor or your co-worker.
Okay, fringe is shown as the mainstream, not your neighbor. So just notice that he's not saying as fringes of the other side. So if you're watching Fox, you're going to see the fringes of the other side. If you're watching MSNBC, you're going to be shown the fringes of the other side. That's what he's trying to say. He's not saying left and right. He's saying the other side. So when Wick and I were talking about this, Wick and I, this whole panel, we did talk about that thing that happens now is the us versus them, right? So we need to stop saying they and they want to kill you and all of this stuff, which is annoying from freaking Elon Musk saying they want to kill you. It's like, listen, guy, you command a lot of frothy people, essentially. Relax, okay? You are not helping. Use what you have to calm the people down, but instead you're frothing them up. So, yeah, what was I going to say? I got Nicholas, you knocked me out. You one-shotted me. Characterizing the other side as taking the most extreme position possible is always what these politics devolve into. People don't like humanizing people with different points of view. Yes, Nicholas, that is exactly what he's trying to say here, is that when it comes in to we've spoken about this, where something happens, political person, political representative, media person goes, okay, how are we going to frame this according to our viewpoint? How are we going to make this story serve us? And we go and do it that way. We twist it and we do this, and we twist it and we do that. The idea of bringing a more moderate, more normal, more connected thing, that just, because it's so difficult to make that interesting, it doesn't happen. So that's another thing that he's going to go into, is why we do the extremes. So why do these media outlets do that? Oh, well, it benefits them, of course. And we fall for it because we're humans. Because we're triggered by the most extreme behavior. And we're going to create this worldview given to us. Well, we're going to create it. Like I said, we feed on it and it feeds on us. So it will often quote what people are saying online as well, and we kind of get into this cycle where we just build each other up. So it gives us this idea that everybody is extreme, everybody on the other side is horrible, and then we see it online. We see it online, and then we point it out, and then we get into these fights. We feed into it, and that's been happening for years. So now with Charlie Kirk getting assassinated, it's like we've had this kind of tipping point, I suppose, is what he's trying to characterize it as, that we're supposed to notice, oh shit, look what we've become, look what we're doing, look what they're doing. So he's still, the thing I was getting onto about talking about they, we were saying this thing of characterizing people as they and the other side, and they want to kill you and all of that stuff we shouldn't be doing. But pay attention, Chase does still characterize a they here. He still makes this enemy that is they. He is not eliminating the idea of who is the enemy. He is saying, not this enemy, this enemy. That's what he's doing. He's not, he is still tapping into your humanity, and you looking for an enemy, an in-group and an out-group. He's just saying, reassess your in-group, out-group biases.
Or the mom next door
perceptions.
Who votes differently. You're being shown a bunch of neighbor or your coworker or the mom next door who votes differently. You're being shown a bunch of professional lunatics that are handpicked to make you think one thing. And the one big thing that they want you to think is, oh my God, these people are insane.
They. So you see, he's got a they. They want you to think these people are insane. So there's several theys. You see, there's the scary covert they that is feeding you your information. Didn't I just say that, but better? The issue is they generalize and never be specific, i.e. it's the subcultures within us, our far-sided groups. Instead, they say, the right did that, the left did this, no extremist did that, indoctrinate hate. That one? Yeah, you know what but also what they do engage in, Groovy, is they will say, if they will say normal people, they will also use this extreme wording afterwards. They established what the far right was, okay, and the far left, well, not really the far left, but the far, they established what far meant, okay? Then they just started putting everybody into the far right. Okay, so they said far right is crazy, because yeah, neo-Nazis are pretty crazy and frothy and doing their own thing. Everybody agrees on that. So they go, oh, let's start using that box. That's where we get the whole, you're calling me a Nazi. So, yes, so while they will say the left and the right, I see what you're saying there, they still mislabel people as far left when they aren't. They themselves, by saying this person is far left, they move the Overton window. They move the scale. You know that scale of that meme? They move where, like, they being exactly Jaeger, there you go. They being the media. Okay, and I'm also opposed to going, ooh, big conspiracy they. But you can put them into a collective in that they want to profit from crazy news. So it makes sense.
They are the enemy. That's the reason that we're going downhill. And none of this is an accident. This is word for word textbook psychological operations. And
okay, so he's saying it's a psyop, boys. It's a psyop. Okay, the left of the 70s would be labeled as far right as post. Yes, sneaky Stevie, that's exactly what, not exactly, and like the point can change. Like people were disagreeing with the 90s lefty. The 90s Democrat is considered far right now. Whatever, people will differ on their scales of severity in their comparison, but basically it is that somebody that could have inhabited a previous political label cannot inhabit that today. So I probably would be a lib, but now the label lib is for libtards. It's for people that took the ideas of liberalism and ran all the way back there, the horseshoe theory, of all the way to the point where they're fascists all of a sudden. Whoa. Oh, they want to control everybody. Dropping into likey and say hi, getting the kid ready for school. Enjoy, love it. Thanks for the likey and the hi. It's the extreme that are the problem. So somebody, I think it was James Lindsay, was trying to say that the far right is trying to capture the center or something like that, but the far right despises the center. Both of the extremes despise the center. They hate them. I don't know. I was the left until the left lost his mind. I didn't even know I was left. I didn't even know until I started spending time on YouTube, I suppose. Just hold it. I need to turn a light on. It's humid in here, boys. Huh? Whew. Right, let's get going. I'm gonna have to put this at higher speed because we are taking very long to get through it, and I've been faffing. Okay, that's
military psyops manuals literally describe how you isolate a target audience, then you pump them full of a bunch of outrage, you create a tribal us versus them identity. This is straight out of us.
Okay, not showing your own neighbor. Who just votes differently. PSYOP. So, PSYOP tactics. It's not. He's saying it's not. It's not by chance. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. Okay, so this part is something that I would need to. I need to figure out a little bit more. Yeah, it does seem conspiracy-y, but at the same time, the message of the media is the enemy comes to mind.
PSYOPs textbook. So why would we want to do this? Or why would PSYOPs want to do this? Because once you're locked into tribal thinking, you're going to swallow anything. You're going to believe any lie about the other side. You're going to cheer when other people suffer. You'll excuse things that you would never excuse in your own neighborhood if you watched it right in front of you.
I'm just loving the dog in the background. It's running around. So, why? Why psyops? Why divide? So why divide people? You will believe anything about other side. Or you'll also believe something. You'll believe anything about your side. You'll believe anything good about your side. You'll permit things you wouldn't usually permit. Yeah, it's all easier to manipulate, yes. It makes you all traumatized. They've gone from trauma into this kind of numbness. Well, not numbness, because this desensitization. It's weird. It's this weird blend of desensitization and trauma. To just, the point is you're maneuverable. You have this lens that everybody's viewing the world through. So they've created buttons to push that move people in predictable ways. Hey, Barmy!
It was one of your neighbors. This is exactly the playbook on how you get otherwise decent, kind people laughing at a murder on the internet.
Okay, so it's the playbook for how you get an otherwise decent, kind person laughing at murder on the internet. Okay, so he is not bringing into question whether these people exist. He says they exist. He's already taking the view, yes, they exist. They're not just bots, there are people like this. So this is how you get to it. So the whole time I was watching this, I'm like, well, what do you do now? What do you do? So now you got these people. So what do you do with them? And I don't know if his solution can deprogram such people.
That is how you radicalize a country without firing a shot. And let me tell you something that you're not supposed to think about right now. You share more in common. You share more with somebody across the aisle than with a billionaire donor or some media executive pretending to speak for you.
Just think about that. You share more in common with your other side neighbor than the media exec trying to speak for you. So like Don Lemon or whatever you want to call it, or any of those people, you actually don't share. You don't actually share anything as much with them as you do with your neighbor who disagrees with you. And he wants you to focus on that. He wants that to be, he repeats this message. He knows how to make his message stick with you. Because he's an operative. He trains the operatives, I suppose. But yeah, this is something he really keeps bolstering, that he wants to, that you have more in common. So he's saying the enemy is the mainstream media. You must be new to no, I'm not new to streaming on Twitch, but I don't watch a lot of Twitch.
I don't think they want you to see that. They need you divided. They have to have you blind and full of rage, because a united...
So, yeah, I'm in agreement, PDRT, perdirt. I'm in agreement they exist. That's what the conundrum is, okay? It's like he's spoken about, it's on purpose, why divide, or thank you for the donation, Magor. I don't like that Chase's video ends with "no one rid us of these troublesome media CEOs." He's just like pointing people to a different boogeyman. Okay, I don't know if that ending is not accurate. I don't think it's accurate, but we'll get to it when we get to the ending. Let's assess your assessment there. yeah, he is pointing us to a different boogeyman. Absolutely, that is literally what he's doing. But you're saying, when you say boogeyman, you're saying it's not real? Are you saying it's not real, Magor? Chase, my man, we need to meet up. go and meet Chase. He does speaking engagements and things like that, and training. But yeah, I'm wondering, this is not a fake enemy, but he's explaining how these people exist. I don't know how you get rid of that. Oh, Cash has started speaking. What is he speaking about, by the way? Let's check something out here. What is he speaking about? Is he giving us a preamble, this and that? Because I mean, the other guy, he won't just start talking about the current investigation, will he? The good boogeyman is ourselves. We need to realize we all have more in common than we have differences. Love is focusing on the things that bring us together. We must do more of that. Absolutely. That's actually what assimilation is also based on, is giving and taking, seeing what's in common and using that as the bridge. Maybe someone else voluntarily surrendered. Let's hear what Cash got to say. Cash App got to say. Yeah, that's something. I'm in CBT therapy since 4 years, and Chase explained exactly that, but in military terms. The guy's legit. Yeah, CBT. He explains how the brain, he uses those kinds of principles. Absolutely. So it makes sense. We would need to employ sort of CBT. What's the name? Strategies to try and stop ourselves from just going immediately into ape mode, I suppose, and start yelling at each other. Let's see, just check something. Individual enterprise rings. Okay, yeah, he's not talking about. They're talking about a lot of other FBI investigations here. I don't think I just want to get through this Chase video. I don't think I'm going to go back to the FBI thing. I'm sure the clips will come out later and all of that. That's what I tried to explain to Nicholas. I'm sure Nicholas was reasonable. Nicholas is pretty reasonable. There's an Axie. Let me get. Sorry. Oh no, he's gone. Axel Booey. Okay, come on, let's go. Blind, full of rage because are united. Okay, so let's go back. Sorry, it's been even worse, even more chaotic than the last stream. I thought I was going to be more structured this stream. Okay, you share more in common with that other side neighbor. We've got the dividing people. He's actually saying, no, what is it? Radicalize. Why radicalize? So my question to Chase would be, these people are radicalized, okay? So you've explained the environment and the mechanism that occurred to create such people, but what do we do with them now? They are still there. How do you diffuse that? Is your answer, oh, well, just see the humanity in other people? And I suppose it would be that if we tone that down, the environment itself will calm those people down, de-radicalize them. I would want to know if that's enough. I'm skeptical if that's enough. I hope it's enough.
Sane, connected public is the one thing that they actually fear. So how does a normal person, just a regular person, a guy who loves his kids, pays his bills, maybe argues politics at Thanksgiving, how does he turn into somebody who cheers at the assassination of a political opponent on the internet? This does not happen overnight. It is a...
Yes, it doesn't happen overnight. So my question is, how do we undo it without burning things to the ground?
Formula, and I'm going to lay it out for you very plain right here. Number one is isolation, and this.
Okay, so he's talking about how it happens. So how radicalization happens. This is very cool. Okay, and also just bear in mind that we're talking about when talking about radicals, isolation and that sort of thing can still happen. I am in agreement with most people that it is the leftist ideology that has really engaged in this vitriol in a crazy way without being condemned from within the movement. Whereas on the right, there have been a lot of people that will call this other person on the extreme right a complete loony. They will say that. They will engage with them though. And that's the difference. They'll engage and say, you're fucking crazy. And I think that has actually happened, especially online. That's my perception. But that is not to say that radicals on the right don't exist. And this can't work for a person, a groyper, or an extreme MAGA person. This can happen. You guys know what they did when Kyle Rittenhouse stepped out of line. Just think about those things. I think the cheering of a loss of life is because people have lost the ability to connect to other people. Instead, we connect to ideas and ideology. Yes, before we allow ourselves to connect to someone, well, and I say we just if we're talking about the worst case scenario, okay? In your comment here, before we can connect, we have to figure out if they're on our team or not. We have to figure out, hold on. Like in my dating app, I need to know whether you are MAGA or whatever. No MAGA people allowed. All of that. You need to be of my political affiliation. Otherwise, I cannot connect with you. This is the modus operandi here, isolation. So let's go and do the how radicalization happens, how things is step one. Which obviously when someone says step one, it's like, and it comes to behavior, it's kind of happening all over the place at the same time. And it feeds into each other. So isolation. Okay, and what do we think isolation is? Yes, it's bring people to a place where they're alone. They can't be with people they disagree with. They have to be. Yeah. Anyway, he'll explain it better than I do. I don't need to explain his video. Hey, Davina.
This is where you don't just disagree with people anymore. You're told not even to interact with them. You don't have friends on the other side. Don't date them. Don't work with those people. You need to cut them out of your life. That is step one. And if you're paying attention, that's also step one of joining a cult. So,
no interaction with the other side. Don't date them. Okay, so let's think about this. Don't date them. Don't this. Don't that. What has been my opinion and the opinion of many is right-wing people are a lot more open to dating across the aisle than a left-wing person. That's why you had people that were like, "Oh, you must make your husband vote for Kamala and all of this. No sex until you vote for Kamala and all of this." So, but hey, for that to happen, that means that there must be some lefties that marry right-wing people. Hello. But the point is, it is made very clear and stated that you are not to fraternize with the enemy. You just absolutely cannot. And I feel like that principle has been pushed a lot more on the left than it has been on the right. People are a lot more, and people that have left the right, they will say they felt more welcomed. Left the left. They have said they've been more welcome on the right. They have not been, they haven't been hated for the things that they think. This being a person like Amala Ikpenkupenmanobi, okay, she left the left, and she is not right wing, but she's considered right wing now. But she was not cast out and hated. She's allowed to disagree with people on her side, and the only reason they're on the same side is because the left said you're not on our side. Anyway, so no interaction with the other side. Keep it pure. You're not allowed to. Dating apps, friend groups. Remember, there was like a lot of people with you voted for Trump. There's people that have shared stories as well about hearing that their friend heard that they voted for Trump, and then they got cut off from their friend. So no friends, no lovers, no friends, no partners, cut off family. Like you're supposed to cut off family for this. That's it. Complete isolation, because they are, I mean, your own family. If you can like denounce your own family, there is something up. Like, yes, I'm not saying that, oh, family makes a magical wand. If you have an actual criminal family and you want to leave, you don't want to be in contact with them, that doesn't make sense. No, I'm talking about something that is usually normal, which is disagreement, not moral fabric kinds of things, just disagreement. But they being the left, or let's say the extremists on both sides, equate the disagreement to absolute moral disagreement, absolute moral foundations not being compatible. And some people, I think right now, what they're trying to tell me from the right is there is no moral compatibility between the left and the right. But what Chase is trying to do is take us out of the left-right dichotomy. Hey baby, I hear you're pro-abortion, want to prove it? that's I think Rosales would have enjoyed that joke. Hey, Rosales? The last time families denounced each other in the USA, a confederacy was born. The only reason I couldn't date a far left chick is because my sister would hate her. I have no problems with political disagreement. Would she be able to date you?
Step 2 is echo chambers.
Okay, well, we know that the echo chambers are there on both sides. That's what we're there. We try to get out of our echo chambers, but when we do get out of the echo chamber, we kind of take one echo chamber with us to somebody's channel for a debate. Okay, so we bring our echo chamber there to the other echo chamber, and we just say our things, and our side goes, yay, you're saying the right thing, and their side goes, yay, you opponent are saying the right thing. So even when two clashing sides come together, there is this resonance that continues across the board, which is how we get the idea that Charlie Kirk is some raging racist, even though he has gone across the country debating people and showing he's not racist. Okay. So yeah, echo chambers. That's pretty easy. Social media feeds this quite a lot. Discord should change its name to echo chamber. Well, considering how many people that excuse me, really drinking fizzy drinks is not a good streaming thing. I don't know how people do this. Yeah, Discord, considering how many people I disagree with that are on and in my Discord, yeah, it's not exactly an echo chamber, but then again, you do want to kick people out that are just agents of chaos. So yeah, it does become an echo chamber of sorts.
Surround yourself only with opinions that sound just like yours. Social media makes...
So yeah, surrounded only with people, surrounded by opinions only sound like yours. Okay.
Damn sure of this. And algorithms serve you more of what already pisses you off. And
that's why you get ground news with blind spots and things like that. Yeah, social media companies, algorithms, all of those things, they benefit way too much on giving you more of what you want to hear. And they also do show you what pisses you off, but you will see something that pisses you off and pisses all the people that are in your echo chamber off. So you're all pissed off at the same time at the same thing, rather than that it shows you something that pisses you off and somebody who is not pissed off at that. Yeah, the echo chamber applies to everything.
This has been proven and documented in research. So that
Could we do ground news is great. Also, by the way, BMO's Discord is a screeching chamber, so go on there. But yeah, could something like a blind spot on social media work? I don't think so. I don't, yeah. The way that the algorithms work, it's too addictive. The way that they've been created, it would lose them the hooks that they've put into you, if they change their algorithms to give you. Imagine if we don't even get a feed of just what has your subscription. I'm subscribed to thousands of people by now. Okay, I could have just a feed of videos from people I subscribe to only. Yeah, that's the subscriber tab. No, but there's still there's still this is recommended, and other channels get hidden underneath there, these recommendations, and you have to keep scrolling to eventually get to something more, or you have to go and look at the channel and see what its latest uploads are. So yeah, remember when we had social media that was an actual timeline? We call it timeline. Remember, the TL? Timeline used to mean chronologically you are shown when a person posted the thing. So the first thing in your feed is the latest thing that has been posted. Not the thing you're going to like the most or anything like that. But we can't roll that back unless someone tries to market that as, this is the kind of social media we want. We give you a proper timeline, and but then people will say, oh, this is shit. They'll say it's shit because they're used to that hyper addictive scroll, get more. On your subscription tab, it's not you do get recommendations on the right hand side all the time, if you're watching a video. But what I'm saying is also, even in your subscriptions tab, you're not just shown the latest video from your from people you subscribe to. You're given the most likely video. So V just posted. But I'm not going to get his video immediately. I'll get some other video that got more views. It should be V just posted. I should get it. But because of the amount of people that are posting at one time, it just became useless, I suppose. Imagine having more than one option for a feed. Wild concept in 2025 for an app, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? It doesn't have to be either or. Groovy, you're right. So can't we have it a custom filter? Yeah, they'll be like, no. They try and say, we want to show you more of what you like. So they're like, say, well, how was this recommendation? Rate this recommendation. What did it make you feel? Blah blah blah. You've seen those. Maybe make it that, no, there's timeline mode. Make it, just see how many people use it. You can still put your fucking ads in, but see what timeline mode works. What timeline mode would do. Whether people would be open to it, that they could actually just get the latest stuff from people that they subscribe to. It used to be that way. That's kind of like staying away from the closest we can get is staying away from the For You page on most of social media. Everybody seems to, it's a joke. I'm not on TikTok, but apparently well, I'm not on TikTok yet. I've got to upload my touching grass to TikTok. But people talk about the For You page there being a problem and being something to stay away from when you're feeling bad. So seems like the For You, the recommendations algorithms of these apps are a huge problem. Give us timeline mode.
rage gets recycled and concentrated like moonshine, like a moonshine still. And if you haven't caught on yet, this is step 2 of building a cult, a dangerous cult. So step 3 here is the tribal script.
These all feed into each other though. Step 3, it's like they all feed into each other, because you could even argue that we need the tribal thing for any of the isolation the tribal script or whatever, the tribalization, isolation thing, you need a tribe for isolation to happen. So you identify the other, and then you isolate the person from the other, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm just saying, doesn't really matter which order he's talking about, in my opinion, but maybe he would disagree. Tribal script, okay, let's explain. I mean, we know this, everybody is, I'm not saying I'm above this at all. I think the only thing, let's talk about CBT, I suppose. One thing we can do is go, oh, I'm being tribal here. It's a first step.
This is the us versus them narrative. Your side.
We, of course, have this. And the thing is, Chase, you are bringing us the us versus them narrative when it comes to the media. So just by the way, this is what makes me think further about it. Like, wait, what are you telling me? You are giving me an us versus them. The media and covert. He describes something called the covert elite. So it's like the scary shadow cabal. But when I'm pretty sure, I don't know, maybe I would ask. When somebody says the covert elites, I don't know about them conspiring together in a shady meeting. It's that they have certain goals they're trying to meet, and they use their connections to do so. So it's not like they come together and say, we are evil, and then they go forth and make a plan. I think they just work as evil agents for themselves. Anyway, covert elites. Media and covert elites are them. So there's always going to be an us versus them narrative in humans. Humans have an in-group and an out-group. What's happening? Being tribal is third world. The West is built on individualism.
Side is righteous, their side is evil. Every single issue is framed like a holy war, and it.
Everything is life and death. You're responding to Groovy. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I pick up Stompies here. I like, yeah. I should be focusing on the video anyway. You guys, if you want to talk to me, you can at me. But yeah, I need the Lord of the Flies, We of Piggy and Simon on the Island. I need to watch that and read it. But we didn't read it in school. I think we just watched a video, a movie about it.
Doesn't matter it is evil. Every single issue is framed like a holy war, and it doesn't matter if it's taxes or healthcare. It's suddenly life or death, and it's good versus evil. And
yeah, okay, so every issue. So the thing is, okay, so every issue is a war. Every issue is life or death. And where do we get that narrative? This is exactly how people explain why Charlie Kirk deserved to die. They go, he has harmed so many people. So with his words, he has harmed so many people. The fact that he has spread these ideas is the same as death. So yeah, that's the framing. We get this. This is how it worked. You can see all these bits and pieces you can see them in this example. Every issue is life or death. Now, the thing is though, now it is life or death. This is the way this assassination kind of brings it to a life or death situation though. So but I suppose if you're talking about taxes being life or death, and yes, I understand secondarily policy will lead to lives being changed. There's no doubt about that. But you're making it an immediate threat to our democracy, that an immediate, imminent, and massive threat, a violent threat that's right in front of your door, that is coming to get you. and that makes you think, okay, it's life or death. Therefore, you go and you have a crazy that goes and says, I need to kill him. And now, by killing somebody, you have brought life or death into the equation. And that is why the right people, the right with righteous fury, has said to me when I've tried to say calm down, they're like, no, this is it. I am done with this shit. Because they have done this.
If you add outrage and
Kitty, I posted synchronicity on your earlier post. You just said the Lord of the Flies before switching to you. I was watching a comedy pod and I guess which book they randomly discussed. The fuck? Yeah, these things, it's interesting when that happens. I like those ones. My favorite is when a traffic light changes in time to music. That's the best synchronicity. Reminds me of our little edgy friend and how he's framed the arguments. little edgy friend. Yeah.
righteous superior.
Elvis Presley had a song about suspicious minds. Things have not improved since. Oh, sorry about my Wi-Fi, guys. I think Axel sat on the router. What makes it worse that you can unfortunately run into a bunch of folks that are racist when they say they? Yeah, you can. It's not as if people don't exist. You're gonna have confirmation bias following you around as well. This all feeds itself. Yes, I run traffic lights depending on the song. Sorry, officer, I couldn't because it wasn't with the song. Okay, blame Muse. Muse didn't change on time. I like when my indicator in the car clicks to the same beat as the song. That's cool. Put that on the touch grass today, okay? Okay, let's go.
And our brain chemistry starts going.
Oh, you ran into a real racist? Yeah, hello, you guys forget that real racists exist? And you're kind of like, whoa. It is kind of like, whoa, this is a real person that really believes something that stupid. Interesting. Yeah, I saw some on Twitter today. They were actually trying to argue about the biological basis for race and all of that stuff. Like, I know literally biology makes us look different, but they were going further with that. You can imagine what I'm talking about.
Bonkers, crazy.
Sorry, it's quite obvious what they're doing. The radical left knows the right defends free speech, so they amp up inflammatory calls to violence to provoke the response. Yes, and the thing is though, Davina, they're now not going to care about hypocrisy. Okay? They're not going to care about it. The right is not going to care about it. They're done. They're not going, ooh, my free speech. It's like, no. They're like, no. It's not about free speech anymore. You've made it about life and death. Nick, I don't think the goal should be to erase racism, but to have conversation with these people to help persuade minds. Also, just there is a kind of social way that we don't accept racism. Okay, there's kind of social guidelines of what is acceptable and what isn't, but that is not to say that now we need to go and kill all the racists. I mean, like, remember that the whole rhetoric is, oh, we got to make them feel uncomfortable and not welcome, and it's just like sometimes just going, wow, bro, we don't do that. Is enough. You really don't have to go and get the person fired, but that's the olden days, guys. We're far gone from that. So we're talking about how this all happened.
That cocktail makes people feel morally justified in hating and silencing and celebrating violence. That is true radicalization. There
you go, Davina. You said that they don't call out violence on their side. Silencing. So silencing violence, so not doing it. Not making a big stink about it. And again, and also there is this doesn't, like any other psychological process really, it continues going. So if you go and you try and step out of the script and say, hey, like say if you're a leftist and you go, hey guys, that violence is pretty shit. the echo chamber you're in fights you and isolates you and says, fine, you're not allowed, you're not part of us anymore. So this, you could not even speak out against it. You're completely shunned. This is why Sitch and Adam are like considered right wing or whatever, because they caught the extreme right and whatever, because they dared to disagree with people. Okay, us versus them narrative. I think that's fine. We don't have to add more to this. It's pretty easy. Maybe every issue is a war, every issue is life or death. Celebrating violence. Yeah, that's true radicalization. He does do a lot of repetition because he wants you to receive the message.
So you turn regular people into basically a sleeper agent without them even knowing.
That's a pretty cool way of terming it, that he's like, it's basically a sleeper agent. All of this turns people into sleeper agents. Woo! Barmy! Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. What kind of clip can... you know what? I've got a video that I can show you. Let's check. I don't know if it's that funny, but... No, yeah, I was gonna use that one. It's not that funny. Let's do... Let's go to my shorts feed. Let's find a funny cat video. Just let's go funny cat video. And that will be your clip. Cucumber pranking the cat? No. Yeah, guys want you to fall in love with Merv. Okay? So you guys gotta understand Merv. This is for Barmy, guys.
Merv, do you love Charles? Merv, I saw you watching him blow your wispies. Merv, it's a leaf blower. Don't be weird. Say hi.
I want to call Charles now.
Merv.
So that was for you. And back to Chase Hughes. Is the cat really making those noises? So yes, she does make those noises, but a lot of the time you will see that he uses sound bites over her behavior. So some of it is exactly the noise when it happened, but other times he just films basically a happening and puts her speaking over it. Like there's a lot of there's ones where she says water, and I'm mad. She does one of those. So it's a mix. I ran into this last night. Did you write what? Oh, you can believe in crime statistics without using them to extrapolate racist view. Absolutely, Bimo. Because high crime rates for black men aren't representing an entire race. Absolutely. You don't have to take that and say, well, therefore, these black people are horrible and genetically predisposed to being evil, and no. It's just, this is the demographic. And yes, that means that when you're walking around in the world, you will have preconceived notions, but that doesn't mean that you treat the person in front of you that is being decent to you with no respect because of the color of their skin. That's just stupid and bonkers. You want to clip chimp that? Oh my god.
The bad news is that what I just said is only the beginning, and it's happening on both.
You know what? Do it so that we have more clips for when there's super chats and stuff. You know, because we have so many. But you know what? That being said, Barmy really does keep us going. Thank you, Barmy. Who let Creamage in? Excuse me? Creamage? This music you hear in the background is Creamage, okay? The intro song is Creamage. Creamage is allowed. Creamy!
both sides of the imaginary aisle. Here's the truly horrifying part. All of this, it's not just a result of some advertising and algorithms. This is deliberate, and I would stake my reputation on it. This is not just some accidental byproduct of politics.
Okay, so it's not accidental, it's not a byproduct of politics. I mean, it would be, but it's being fueled. So it's accelerated, it's accelerated because of these people in the background that he's talking about.
This, what we're seeing right here, is engineered step by step to keep you outraged.
By the way, guys,
blind,
today's touching grass is gonna have to be at night, so that's gonna be fun.
And keep you just kind of stabbing and punching at shadows. All the while, this real power, the people who profit from division, stay completely untouchable. So keep this in mind while we're talking. You have more in common with someone
See how he repeats it.
who voted different than you did than the people that you see parading their narratives on TV. Please keep that in mind forever if you're able to. And absolutely.
Yeah, this comes along. Sorry, this comes along with the online isn't real life discussion. My argument is online is not irrelevant. We've just discussed this. We've discussed how online makes people behave. It's not irrelevant, but that also, the thing is, we can take this message to heart and go, okay, cool, I'm out in my neighborhood. What is it like out where I live? And let's approach with the idea that not everybody is terminally online. There are normal people, there are normies out there.
Brutal truth that nobody really wants to face. Assassinations that, especially like we saw with Charlie Kirk, assassinations are not usually about stopping some kind of evil. They're about stopping ideas. You don't kill somebody because their argument was weak. You silence them because you were terrified that their words are working on people. Think about more.
This is true. So this is something that people who are trying to just sit on the left, talk about the left-right argument, that the left would be upset with him for saying even saying that. But it's like this. Can I just observe? Can I just fucking observe your behavior and say this is the way it is, without having to assign a side to it? I'm actually looking and saying, oh, okay, why did this person do this? Nikki! I did get a nap in. I did. I have not gotten a workout or anything like that else in, but the day is not over. We've got a lot of time. Yeah. So I've got some stuff to do. Guys, go and have a look at our discussion of the Born Identity today over on The Plot Strikes Back. We did Masculine Mondays. It was such a relief. I didn't express it at the time, but it was such a relief to actually just talk about films and stories, you know, in life. I was so excited to do that stream because it was like, you know what, and that would be like, that's the first stream I did this week, was a thing about entertainment and stories. It was really great to discuss, and we spoke about the masculinity. And by the way, yes, women can discuss masculinity.
Martin Luther King Jr. He wasn't murdered because he was irrelevant and he had bad ideas. He was killed because his vision of racial and economic unity and equality was gaining traction in the country. If you look at President Kennedy, JFK.
No. The way this is framed, though, Chase, the way that it's framed, obviously within this environment, is no, he's hurting people. So in that environment, it would be like he's killed because he's fighting for something that's wrong. His ideas are wrong. But yeah, it is because they were getting traction. His ideas were considered wrong and getting traction because they were considered right by other people. They were gaining too much traction with the youth, and when it comes to Charlie Kirk as well, because he was doing this on college campuses.
He wasn't taken out because he had no power or had crappy ideas. He was killed right as he started poking holes in this weird, dark system's grip on our...
Okay, So that's another thing I noticed with Philion doing his mind mapping for his streams. He's okay with it not being a balanced mind map. It doesn't have to look pretty. So this whole idea of just getting like I want things to be all in order. Here's the intro, here's the this, here's the that. But here is like, okay, well, we're done talking about that. Let's go and talk about assassination, killing people with resonating ideas. With ideas, people with power, with power to change minds. Okay.
War and defense and secrecy. Mr. Rob.
You're surrounded by, I live in Canada and I'm surrounded by TDS and Charlie haters. I wonder if, yeah, Zax I think would probably agree with you on that. I don't know if maybe it's different in his area of Canada. Speaking of women discussing masculinity, remember that new Louise Perry debate? Should we teach our boys to be masculine? Add it to the queue. Yeah, that's we had the should we encourage our girls to be feminists debate, and should we encourage our boys to be masculine? You know what, Paffy, I'm thinking that debate, that could be something that we go over on a think with Plot Strikes Back, because he's our masculine meow Scott. Hi, good morning, Giratina Sergeant. I'm surrounded by Charlie haters. Yeah, Bimo is out in a wild space.
Robin, this guy Rabin, I think.
But now, yeah, you several people were talking about being approached by people at work and actually being told that they're celebrating Charlie's death, or they were happy about it. So he's saying that you have more in common with that person than the person who radicalized that person. I don't know. Okay, Mr. Robin, this guy, okay, and secret.
Assassinated in Israel. Nobody did it because he was a joker, because he was a laughingstock. He was killed because he was pushing in Israel for peace, and peace threatened power. Peace threatened power.
Peace threatens power. Now, I think peace threatened power. That's interesting. There is a book that is called War for Peace or something like that, or something like that. There is a long-standing idea that peace is definitely not good for business. Nobody wants peace except the people that are being slaughtered.
History is unbelievably clear on this. If debate dies, when open conversation gets replaced with suppression or intimidation and ultimately violence, society walks into a death trap. There is not an exception to this. So the idea.
Okay, so if we're in a death trap, well, now what, Chase? What happens though? You're like, oh, just remember the humanity of your person, your next door neighbor. I'm all for that, but I'm just like, what happens to the radicals then? What happens to them? Do they implode? Do they lose fire? Do they lose traction? I hope so. I hope that is the outcome, that they kind of just become irrelevant.
Ideas that require censorship or intimidation or blood to survive, they are 100% of the time poison. An idea that can't survive in the sunlight has to live in the shadows.
Okay, has to live in the shadows. I'm in agreement with that. But I still have this question, because it's been, when I've expressed something like that, okay, something not as eloquent, but the thing of, okay, let's try and go towards peace. It's what's always brought to the fore is that there is no communicating with such people. There is the idea that they are so radicalized. You see, it's just coming to me. I was going to say they're so radicalized that their moral compass is completely off. They will not be convinced. What he is saying is that the they I'm speaking about is still a shadow box, is still there are people out there, there are normal people out there that don't think that way, and I need to focus on them. I think that's what I'm getting at. See ya, BMO. Have a good time at work.
And that is the death spiral that we are in if we don't stop this shit right now. So let's look at the other hand in this magic trick. Remember we talked about there's some misdirection going on here.
Sorry, assassination, change minds, power, ideas. That's right. Need to. What did he say? Need to hide in darkness. Well, darkness being violence. Ooh, Axel scaring the shit out of me. Censorship. Violence, censorship. Yeah. Intimidation. Okay, yeah. I'm still a bit black-pilled on this, guys. The prison should be guarded by emus. That would be great.
For decades, the press, the media was supposed to be our watchdog. They're gonna find all the—
Yes, that's what the media was supposed— that's what we spoke about a little bit earlier, where we were like, the whole point of a news report is to give us the story and we can figure out what we feel about it and all of that. They're supposed to be the watchdog. Being exposed, leaders being exposed that's the idea, that's the purpose of the media, but now they've taken sides.
Facts. They're going to hold the powerful accountable. They're going to keep people informed. And again, you can see this with your own eyes. It's not right versus left. Look.
Okay, so media, mainstream. But now also this is, remember the discussion was, we did a Peter Boghossian discussion of whether mainstream media or alternative media is the answer. Axel, you leave your sister alone. Axel, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Yeah, you see? Stop it! Peace! We want peace on Earth. Okay, so mainstream media. So yeah, what I was getting to is the alternative media can also be this divided. Okay, because it has to take a side in order to get views, right? You can't... yes, centrists are trying, but you have to pick a side, and so I don't think alternative media is beyond the tribalism of the mainstream media. It has the same flaws. Axel misheard peas. Axel! Yeah, you lie there. Well, he doesn't know he's hiding behind my microphone, but he is. I need to put a little mark where my camera is supposed to be. Anyway, I thought everyone knew this from the election coverage. If you list all the mainstream media outlets, there's a bunch that lean each way, a couple down the middle. Yeah, that's why we need Ground News, not a sponsor, but definitely love him. Axel is plotting. He's not a very smart buoy, but yeah, he try a plot. Okay, mainstream. I'm sorry I called you silly, my buoy. Okay, mainstream media, yeah, is it's supposed to those in power, accountable. I would love to ask if he thinks... I can definitely say it's gotten worse. But, yeah, I'm sure somebody would argue that the media has always been this way. But I feel like it has really ramped up. And because of the needing clickbait, that sort of thing, yeah, it's accelerated. All this acceleration of technology has had unintended consequences. He gonna snipe me. Didn't like your view on bowl positions. He doesn't like my view on the amount of dry food he gets, because he used to be free feed, whereas he had food all the time. Not anymore. He's too fat. Hey X, he's a fat boy, and we want him to last.
Closely at the media.
We want him to live long.
Yeah, it's not right versus left. It's not right versus left. Look closely at the media. It's not right versus left. This is darkness versus light. The media is a circus tent with a lot more in common to a casino. This is a
casino, so the house always wins. Okay, that's the whole point that he's trying to say. It's like they win, both sides. So dark versus light, and the media is the dark.
Propaganda machine just churning out outrage. Let me just tell you exactly.
Churning out outrage. Okay, so it's manufacturing outrage. We understand manufacturing. It's not that's not to say that these things that are happening do not warrant outrage, but it all feeds each other. We've just spoken about this. It all feeds each other. It leads to people taking actions that cause outrage, and then the outrage breeds more outrage, and their reporting pulls levers and pushes buttons to make people move in a certain way that benefits them. Okay.
Exactly how this works. Facts are boring to people. Outrage is more likely to sell. It's more likely to keep you looking at the screen. That's their meta.
Okay, because it sells. Woo, that's their meta, boy.
Metrics. That's what they get paid. Likely to sell. It's more likely to keep you looking at the screen. That's their metrics. That's what they get paid based off of. So instead of showing you some kind of reality.
This is why you have to pay for ground news as well. Like, they really need to never go to an ads-based model. You just can't.
They're showing you that's what they get paid based off of. So instead of showing you some kind of reality, they're showing you this carefully curated nightmare reel of the absolute worst of the other side. They're not giving.
But you know what's crazy is, like, even with, say, a tool like Ground, it is the best we can do. Okay, I honestly think so right now. But when it comes to the facts even being reported, it's really hard to even just isolate a fact and then trust it on its own as the fact and ignore the editorializing around it. That is, we do fact checking and things like that, and Grok, is this true, is basically what started to happen. Yeah, even then it seems like from the ground up it's very hard to trust journalists themselves, and they have told us what they've told us how they think. They've not tried to remain unbiased. So even the facts themselves can be deceptive. I sent you the racist kitty clip chimp. Okay, that we'll celebrate that one when we get to 15 minutes.
Giving you the whole picture. They're giving you the most extreme clips that they can find because they know that you're going to watch. They know that you're going to get pissed off when you see it all, and you're going to come back for more tomorrow. In fact, to me, if I'm very honest, if something doesn't fit their narrative, it is completely ignored. But if a story can be kind of
no narrative, so no doesn't fit narrative, it's ignored. Well, I suppose this what is the example of that we were still reeling from is the murder of the girl on the train, right? Is that, wow, people not talking about this or whatever. It doesn't fit the narrative. We don't have the right skin colors. We don't have, and that's not to say it was racially motivated. It's just literally we're not having a white guy kill a black girl. We're not having that. Therefore, we don't need to talk about it. It's just as normal as any other murder that happens on the daily, which is not true. We have very visceral evidence of murder. We don't usually have these, and yeah, it's also a special case because we have somebody that was released 14 times, so it's quite an issue to talk about.
twisted into a blame game than it is. So they're not showing you reality in any sense. They're showing you a story designed to keep you loyal to your tribe, addicted to whatever their version, twisted horror movie version of reality really is. And what's truly disgusting, what I am genuinely nauseated by, we tend to think, oh yeah, the media is trying to sell ads for some pharmaceutical stuff, and they're trying to sell some car commercial breaks and things like that. That's not it. This is more about distraction. The reason is, while they get you frothing at the mouth over...
I love that he said frothing.
Some clip of
He
a
didn't say frothy, but still.
protester screaming nonsense. The real enemy to all of us, these entrenched people that you have nothing in common with whatsoever, who decide the narratives, they bankroll politicians, and they write the rules, and you know that they win no matter who wins, right or left. You know that they're the ones getting the checks. They're laughing at how stupid we are. So let's stop.
Okay, so there are people that benefit from this. They're actually not just selling ads. This is according to Chase, not just selling ads. There are people in place benefiting from the division. Okay, so you would say the media outlets benefit from the division themselves. I would say that the people that want to run big sensationalist stories, those are the people that are deciding narratives, and they keep running with them. They can't change them up. They have to keep them going so that they take root. But then what he's going to say here is that there's people that play both sides, and I think that that's true. That is why Ground News is trying to say who owns who as a media as media outlets. They're trying to say this person owns this, so that you can try and trace who is trying to push your buttons.
For the doom and gloom for a second here. And let me just kind of bring this back. If you strip away all of the slogans, all the hashtags, the little talking points of the media, what do regular people want? What do regular people, you and your neighbors, even the people that voted differently than you? We want our kids safe. We want a roof that doesn't leak. We want food in the fridge. We want a job that doesn't crush our frickin' soul. And we want some goddamn honesty from the people who claim to represent you.
Even that little list there, my brain immediately goes, we're talking CBT here, my automatic thoughts are exactly how, but, oh, they'll see the kids this way, but they'll see the job this way, but this and that. Immediately I went to dividing his list. And the accountability from the honesty from the people who claim to represent me, all of that stuff, yeah, I kind of like smoothed over that. So yeah, he's trying to talk about what do normal, let's put this here. What do you guys think about this? What normal, well, what most people want. Okay, they want safety, their kids, job that won't destroy their soul, honesty.
Present us. And guess what? Soul. And we want some doesn't leak. We want food in the fridge. We want a job.
Shelter, food. Axel, I see you, bro. Could you come and sit with me, though? Like, he never sits with me. He always walks past like a thief in the night. Come here, fat booty. Axie. Psst. Come here, booty. He's just sniffing where his sister was sitting. Shelter, food, job. Okay, cool. And then
that doesn't crush our frickin' soul. And we want some goddamn honesty from the people who claim to represent you.
Honesty, but yeah, that's far-fetched. But I want it from representation. Okay.
Present us. And guess what? That guy that you don't like with the bumper sticker down the street, he wants the same thing. The woman with the MAGA hat at the grocery store that you thought was an idiot, she wants the same thing. The mom who is too busy working 3 jobs to even care about politics, she wants the same thing too.
Okay, so so we've got the people with he's talking about the people with the bumper stickers and the people with MAGA hats. So like people that are identifying with a political movement. Axel, I see your face. Hey! Don't act like you were just running past her. No! Axel! Stop it! Stop! Oh my goodness. Stop it, you're such a terror. I'm gonna put you in timeout. My goodness. Peace on earth and good. The zoomies have begun? No, this is Zoomies can be isolated. They can be by themselves. They go and run around and do what they want. They don't get involved with each other. Axel is really a bully. You're so right, Sneaky. He really is. Such a bully. She's so small, guys. I don't understand how small my little Daisy is. Okay? And Axie is a big fat booty. Okay, so he was talking about people that were, that identify with the political movement. They want it. So you actually need to do the exercise of imagining that person as a person rather than their worst when they're yelling their MAGA slogans and their and peddling their hatred of people. So try and think of them as people. Okay. It's difficult when you're thinking of an extremist, but I think that's the exercise he wants us to do, is to think of people as people. Interesting. Who's older, Daisy or Axel? They're from the same litter. They were born on the same day. I think Daisy must have come out last. She was the smallest of everyone. She was the only girl. Hey, Dee Dee! Come here, mommy. Come here, my baby. Come. I speak to Axel like that too, guys, but he doesn't respond when I'm streaming. Okay, so Axie boy, Ax. Yeah, he's not interested. Okay. She wants the same thing too. So yes, I think that's another thing to focus on, is that there are normies out there, okay? There's people that just are not terminally online. They're watching their makeup tutorials when they're online, okay? They're not here at the Charlie rank. But the thing is, now people get recruited into this online living, and then they become the person that goes and gets a MAGA hat, and they become the person that goes and gets a bumper sticker because they join the movement. Yeah, I agree, a lot of people don't want their beliefs challenged. Yeah, nobody wants that.
But what do they not show you on TV? What is the one thing? It's that.
Yeah, they don't show that. They don't show normal things. It's infiltrated everything. It's in entertainment as well. So you don't see normal people just disagreeing and continuing with life. On TV at least. What's this thing? So not shown. Let's put this as a summary. This being shown. Not shown on TV. Not as seen on TV. Okay, not seen on TV, not discussed on the radio, nothing.
It's that you have that much in common with the people who voted different than you. They will never show you that. They show you the screaming protester with the purple hair threatening to burn a bunch of stuff down. They show you this red-faced conspiracy guy spitting at the camera talking about crazy stuff. They show you the absolute fringe because fringe pisses you off. Fringe makes you hateful and angry. Fringe makes
you frothy, boys. That's the slogan. Fringe makes you frothy.
You think that the other half of the country has lost its freaking mind. There are absolute real studies on this. There's hard data proving that these algorithms and the media deliberately push exactly what's going to piss you off. Because the more enraged you are, the longer you're going to stay hooked. And they're literally feeding you a diet of enemies instead of neighbors. They're
enemies instead of neighbors. They are not trying to build bridges. The thing is, if you are online, you want to show people that. So it really has to be a concerted effort of showing unity, actually showing what unity looks like. Unity across the aisle, what that looks like. Very difficult. Also, how do you show normies online that aren't online? Maybe you just keep touching grass, guys. Maybe I need to make my touching grass videos longer.
Programming you to see the world through some kind of warped carnival funhouse mirror, where these loudest, weird-ass 1% of extremists look like 160 million people, and it's not. I
think I've decided that my touching grass for today is, hey, do you know that your political opponent's shit stinks? Your shit stinks too. That your political opponent has sneezed before. And they've sneezed, and that's it. Do you hate that sneeze more than any other sneeze in the world? Like, think of your political opponent doing normal things, drinking water. It's a human.
Is a lie. It is a lie. And if that's a lie, then let me say one thing that's true. And let me give you the truth here. You and that weird
He does this flash thing. I wonder if we're being hypnotized.
uncle that you argue with at Thanksgiving, you're not enemies. You're both being played. You're both being manipulated. And the second that you realize that, the second that you look across the aisle and see a fellow human being instead of some caricature cartoon, is the moment that the scam starts to collapse. And I think I know what you might be thinking here. So if it's not left versus right, then who the hell is pulling all these strings? Who benefits? So let me ask you.
Yes, and also if I'm the one that looks across the aisle and sees a human and the other person doesn't see a human, so I'm the only one that sees a human. This is the argument you will get, Chase, is that the right will say, I have been looking across the other side and seeing a human, which is not really, no. I think I think we see very troubled humans. I would say that we make judgments of the far left. So we do see them as humans. And you see Charlie Kirk himself seeing his opponents, even though he does not agree with the lifestyle and all of that stuff. He still sees people in the LGBTQ as people and wants them to be happy. He doesn't want them to perish. Okay, despite what everybody's trying to tell you. All of that, they'll try and say, and they'll say, yeah, I'm seeing them as human. They're not seeing me as human because they killed Charlie Kirk and they celebrate it. But that's just feeding into it. So again, we come to this crossroads where it's like, who is going to stop fueling the fire first? It's so difficult because everyone's going, you first, not me. And it's such a tough thing to do. Somebody said to me, or worded it the other day, we're running out of cheeks to turn. Yeah, I understand. But this now is, okay, maybe he's giving us something to direct our ire towards them. Towards. Who is the they? So who is... who's doing this? Who benefits from this? Who benefits? Okay.
Who benefits from you hating your neighbor? Because let's be honest, regular people don't profit from this chaos. Regular people don't, but someone does. And that someone is what I personally call the covert elite. Because we have
covert elite. We do have foreign governments benefit. Look, I think foreign governments will benefit no matter what. What happens is, it doesn't mean that the foreign government is the only operative, the only thing operating within this. I think when something happens, other governments will take advantage of it. They don't have to necessarily put a literal sleeper cell person in to go and do the killing. They just create the environment and add to the environment, and it happens on its own. And that's beautiful, isn't it? Because there's beautiful plausible deniability then, because it's like, hey, I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't even tell the guy to go and kill this person. But then they go and something happens, and then they explode that up and use it for their benefit. So yeah, I'm sure all kinds of institutions and other governments will be pushing buttons along with people within the USA.
elite, and then we have covert.
With the social media age that's happening. Lovely. It's really ushered in. I think the social media age has accelerated all these things that were happening normally in human interaction, in-group, out-group interaction. Social media just turned it on fire. It turned it on fire. It's important to get challenged and examine the other side of the argument also, in my opinion. But you know what, Atheist Gamer, what people have tried to do is just push me to a side. it's like knowing both sides, and yeah, that's not enough. Even just observing and trying to stay on the sidelines and whatever. Yeah. That's not allowed. You have to take a side. I wouldn't wear political slogans. I don't think anyone should. Even if you have these things, don't do it. You don't know if you're going to be the target of random violence. But also don't do that because it's cringe, I suppose.
Elite. And these aren't like a bunch of Looney Tunes cartoon villains in some underground lair. These are CEOs and mega donors.
Okay, so at least he's saying they're not Looney Tune in an underground lair. They're CEOs and mega donors. That does not mean, guys, because now that this, remember, we got Magor said, okay, well, no one get rid of these troublesome media CEOs. I hope that that's not what Chase, look, it's a similar noise, okay? I hope that that's not what Chase is trying to get to, that, okay, fine. I mean, he's made it very clear that violence is not the answer. But yeah, that doesn't mean now we must eliminate them. It's take away their power by not responding the way they want you to.
To political.
Are people trying to push you on a side in US politics? Yes. Other people have tried to dismiss me just because I'm not American. But at the same time, other people know that it doesn't matter where you are. Oh, fucking hell. Fire alarm. I know, my Daisy do. Somebody's cooking dinner and let it burn. Okay. We'll see if that goes. It'll probably go off again. I don't know if you guys heard it. The noise cancelling gets that out a lot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the people will try to dismiss me because of where I live, and that's fine. But I'm still part of the discourse. So they do want, other people will still try to get me to a side or convince, because that's what you do. You don't care where the person is. You just want them to be a voice for your side. You want to infect them with your opinion and let them go and spread it, right? Kitty is judging. Yeah, I'm judging everybody. I'm judging everyone because I know what's best for everyone.
Campaigns. And you notice how they donate to both sides? These are political lifers, media conglomerates. These are the people who cash big ass checks no matter who wins the election.
Okay, so he's saying CEOs, life politician. Let's go back.
Operators, donors to political campaigns. And you notice how they donate to both sides? Overt elite. And these aren't like a bunch of Looney Tunes cartoon villains in some underground lair. These are CEOs and mega donors to political.
CEOs, mega donors to political parties, I suppose.
Political campaigns. And you notice
campaigns. Okay.
How they donate to both sides? These are
playing both sides. So yeah, they donate to both. They win each way.
Political lifers, media conglomerates. These are the people who cash big ass checks no matter who wins the election.
Okay, he's saying media conglomerates. Yeah, okay, so they feed the political parties, so the political parties can make fireworks, and they report on the fireworks so they can make more money. This is not new information, but what he's trying to say is focus on this information. This is the stuff that you should focus on. This is the game that is being played that you should be trying to get your mind out of. This is the matrix you're supposed to unplug from. Not that you're doing what they want you to do by focusing on right versus left.
They operate on both sides of the aisle because the sides pay out. They don't care about your values. They don't care about your family or your future. They care about one thing, and that's control. And let me tell you, division is the cheapest, most effective tool ever invented for that. Look at how PSYOPs are described in military doctrine. You identify your target audience. You feed feed them carefully selected information, and you push their emotion until their behavior changes. This isn't theory. That's written down in black and white, and it's the same exact playbook that's being used on you and me, my family, my parents, all of us. Except this time the battlefield isn't Afghanistan, it's not some country in the Middle East. It is your living room. It's your Twitter feed. It's your nightly...
Well, it is a country in the Middle East if it's me, if it's happening to me. But yeah, I'm not American, but I think he's addressing more than just Americans, just anyone who is part of this left-right dichotomy, part of the discourse.
News. It's right here where you're looking at my face, whatever device you're watching this on. This is the battlefield. This is why both parties, you're hearing them scream about each other nonstop, but they never really seem to touch the things that matter. And you ever notice how there's always money for war, but there's never money to fix our roads? You notice how billionaires...
Fucking potholes! There's always money for war, but there's never money for the potholes!
always seem to fund both sides of the elections. And if you've ever noticed, if you take a good look, corruption is a bipartisan issue. That's not incompetence. So whatever it is for the elites, they...
Yeah, let's put it here. Corruption, political corruption. Corruption is not bipartisan. Oh, is bipartisan. Okay.
need you locked in this tribal, us versus them, tribalistic warfare. Because if you ever woke up and you started to realize that you share more in common with the other side than a single millionaire donor on your own side, the entire game starts to collapse.
So that's what he's, yeah, I guess that the whole thing is, if you notice all of this, if you don't play into it, it collapses. So that's the whole reason, is we are busy on our current battlefield fighting each other. But if you stopped it, if you opted out, this is, I guess if we could go to the game theory of this, it's actually even going further out, because we were talking about, oh, well, my opponent has different rules to me, right? My opponent is playing a different game, so my game rules don't actually apply anymore. My game rules being my view on political violence, that it's impermissible. That whole thing being different means that, I can now start doing things I wouldn't otherwise do. Now the gloves are off. That whole thing. He instead of making that change, instead of focusing on that, you're playing a completely different game by saying, oh, you, media conglomerates, covert elite, whatever, want me to be divided. There is another force that wants me to be divided, that wants me to be focused on this fight itself. And it's actually not even, I'm exiting this game world and I'm going to another one. So yeah, it is actually, you've got to exchange this boogeyman, as Magor said. It is, oh, the troublesome media, whatever. Obviously he has opinions about what this could mean. We can still exchange that boogeyman. The point is that the boogeyman that's in front of you it's not your neighbor, it's not your political opponent. It's very, very difficult to escape that, though, because everywhere you go online, you're going to have this left-right going on
instantly. And I think if you realize this, you'd stop fighting each other. You'd start realizing that the right versus left is fake. And I think that purely terrifies them. So who knows how long this video is going to last on YouTube. But let me be crystal clear about one.
Well, it's probably like at closer to 4 million views now. Yeah, it's got a couple 100,000 to go to 4 million. And Chase is at 959k subscribers.
One thing, the real enemy isn't your Democrat neighbor with a yard sign that pisses you off. It's not your Republican uncle who posts stupid memes on Facebook. The real enemy is entrenched power. And it's an entrenched...
The real enemy is entrenched power. Okay. So change the enemy.
Power that thrives on one piece of fuel, and that fuel is chaos. The real enemy is those people who profit when you are divided and distracted, and most importantly, when you are dehumanizing your fellow Americans. This was never about left versus right. It was always about the people versus the powerful. So
I think, do you wonder if hearing a speech like this from, say, Trump, because Trump always carries on about how the media is is the enemy, right? Imagine hearing this from Trump. Like, obviously he wouldn't, because he wants to rile up the right. But this unifying message, this look at your fellow American message, yeah, it could. I'm looking at it as, yeah, it is the solution. It's just very, very difficult to change people's minds to do this. It's the solution, I understand, but I don't know how effective it's going to be, if it can happen quick enough before things get worse. Like somebody said earlier, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Here's the starting point. It's just sanity. Just
Chase is introducing people to the deep state in a different way. Yeah, that's true.
plain, everyday, common sense sanity. And ask yourself,
It's not the solution. What's the solution, Arachnid?
do you genuinely want political opponents murdered in the streets? Do you want your neighbor dragged through the mud because they voted differently?
I find the argument people are trying to divide us for their profit to be incorrect, but well intended. Is it completely incorrect? Is it that you're saying there aren't people trying to divide us for their profit? Or are you saying that we're divided, people take advantage of it? Because, yeah, what he is saying is they are the cause of it, because, you know, we're all looking for someone to blame. He is saying this is the enemy that you should be focused on. Don't engage in this game. Yeah, at least you will say that it's well intended. That's pretty good. The solution would be to not engage in politics. Yeah, I guess that's a different flavor of the way that he is talking. The way he's talking about it is stop dehumanizing. So, yeah, stop engaging in politics is a manifestation of his solution. Stop engaging in politics would be, yeah, go fishing with your neighbor, or talk about fishing, share videos about fishing only, and only watch makeup tutorials that only talk about makeup. So yeah, that would make you remember that your opponent is just a human. But politics has been woven into everything, where it's like that with cancel culture happening, you now need to know the political leanings of your dentist or something, like, because now it matters. You don't think people divide us for profit, really? Yeah, that's why I wanted to clarify from Atheist Gamer. I'm pretty sure Atheist Gamer would appreciate that people do divide us for profit. I just think he was probably disagreeing with the fact that it's the core issue. It's the only reason. Some people do it for free. You don't think someone would take money for it? Yeah. It doesn't matter which side you vote for. They're owned by the same people. It's all a performance for the masses to make them feel included. So what do we do with that, Groovy? Do we carry on playing the game? Do we just not vote? Do we opt out of society? What do we do? The friend-enemy distinction. Well, he's trying to say, you're choosing the wrong enemy here. You're turning to your fellow American and calling him an enemy when you shouldn't. People are not trying to divide us. Some are self-segregating or factionalizing. However, I don't believe there is a mastermind trying to benefit from chaos. It's not orchestrated, it's organic. I can agree with you on it's not orchestrated, it's organic, in that they don't have to be collaborating. They don't have to be calling each other up and saying, hey, okay, do the thing, and then put down the phone. You know, they don't have to do that. But the process can be organic. I own media, okay? I own a media company. I can dictate who is allowed to, who will run what story. Therefore, I decide what comes out of my outlets, and I realize that what comes out of my outlets, when it's divisive, I make the most money. That's organic. And I continue doing that for my own gain. I do that. It's not that somebody called me up and said, hey, please be evil, do the thing. It's just organically from the market. The market has given me this idea. oh, okay, the results are showing. Oh, okay, cool, we're doing this. That's why I guess you could even have the people that became so convinced that in Hollywood you're supposed to make money. The idea is that, oh, hate watching and all of that is not going to make as much money as loving a piece of media. But it seems like everybody is pretty happy with making shit movies that everybody talks about because they're so shit. They're okay to continue building the divide because it's profitable. So that the whole profit motive of it can make it organic. I don't think it's necessarily has to be conspiratorial. So I'm with you, but that doesn't mean that I'm against the whole idea of people profiting from division. There's not one big deep state. There's a bunch of bad people that meet and form cliques. Think of High School, but for psychos. Yeah, it's like that, but it's not like it's not as evil looking, and it is organic. That is organic. Factions and divisions and working for profit is all an organic thing. And that's not to say that I'm a commie now, okay? Because that this can be twisted that, oh no, now it's like, oh well the fact that there is a profit motive means that we need to get rid of profit motive. No, there's no way we can do that. It's about trying to be in the best position we can be in as individuals in this big wide world. High School for Psychos is just high school.
Of course you don't, because you're a sane human being. And that means that you're okay. Insanity right now is the most rebellious act that you can commit in this country for right now.
Please shout it from the rooftops. Sanity is the most rebellious act that you can commit in this country for right now. No, not even in this country. Online. Be sane online, boys. Let's do it. Let's be sane online. Woo!
Sanity is refusing to let CNN or Fox News or Twitter decide who your enemies are. It's looking across the aisle that's probably imaginary and saying, you know what, I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil. Sanity
I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil.
is truly openly.
Oh, actually, even saying this, like, okay, let's make a big node here. Where is my node? Come here. This sanity node. Look, it's even like a nice friendly color. Sanity is teal, boys. Okay. The most rebellious action you can take in this climate, okay? Groovy is right. Common sense is treason in Australia. Democracy will always have conflict between its citizens, and citizens don't have the same interests. Yeah, humans will not be, what's the name, homogenous. We're only homogenous as far as our in-group. That's the whole definition of an in-group, where we share characteristics. But that's why assimilation, and this is probably why people would get angry with me or call me too lefty, but assimilation is about finding common ground. And when assimilation happens the way it's supposed to, is you do have common ground. You have very solid things that are common, and that makes you able to live together. And yes, the argument that is coming out now, that is being fueled by the media, is that there's no common ground with the leftist, because a leftist doesn't want you alive. But that's the online lefty left. Okay, that's the frothy, edgy, cheeky little shit, as V would call it. Don't think about it. Think about your neighbor as a human being, and maybe try and make friends with them. I don't know. This is me speaking. I don't speak to my neighbors. Okay, but we don't vote here, so it's not a thing. Okay, the most rebellious action you can take. Okay, what happens when you both want different things? Then you're supposed to. Then I actually think this is where you can eventually argue for not being. This is where I actually went to. Somebody said, the only solution is secession, which is not succession. I don't know. Is you basically split the United States into left and right. So Democrats, so you split up. You have your own country, because when you want different things, go over there and have different things, and we'll stay here and have our same things. And yeah, you can say, oh, that's segregation, but it would be based on things that are just intrinsically incompatible. And when it comes to race, sorry, we are compatible. When another a person of a different color is around you and shares the same values as you, it doesn't matter. Their color does not cancel them out and make them incompatible with you. But yes, beliefs and values, societal values, will need. That's why we have nations. It's the whole thing we want to talk about. Is where things are. We do things this way. We have these customs. We have these values. This is why we have this nation over here. Then I suppose the solution is to move to different parts. But I think if that happens, it will take a while in America. Microsoft Recall is going to record everything you do. Oh, that's nice. Then it can just be like, do you know that you're ADHD? You've really not done anything, but you've done so much at the same time. Maybe it can give me a diagnosis then. If it's 10% blue, if there's a civil war, it would last 5 minutes. Well, let's not try and go to civil war, but it seems like that would probably be the pattern of history that happens. And we're watching it happen. Yeah, the most rebellious action you can take is sanity. And one of the great things he says here is, it's coming up, I won't spoil it. I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil. I think maybe let's keep this. I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil. Maybe just keep that in mind when you're online. You're not the devil. You're not the devil. But when you do see, when you see people dancing and enjoying the fact that this man died in front of his family, it's so hard to say, I disagree with you, but you're not the devil. You would have to say, I disagree with you, you're not the devil, you're just really, really far from the person you ought to be. Something like that. But you're not the devil. You're just a robot. You're a sheeple person. I don't know.
Saying violence is not politics. Violence becomes the death of politics. And true sanity is seeing...
Sorry, hold on. But you're not the devil. Sanity is
openly
true.
saying violence is not politics. Violence becomes the death of politics.
Ooh. Violence is not politics. Violence is the death. Is the death of politics. Okay, but then, yeah, and then you know what people do when you say that, Chase? It's fun. They run at you and they go, but here's this war and here's this conflict. I guess that's when we just go, cool. Do we want to go towards war? This conversation gets us towards war.
And true sanity is seeing just the weird idiots on the news and realizing that's not the norm. That is a cartoon that's curated for you. And the second that you stop playing the outrage game and you refuse to cheer for blood, which I hope you didn't do, you're already breaking the spell if you're there. I genuinely believe in my heart that sanity is contagious. And
woo! That's the word that I was trying not to, that's the line that I was trying not to spoil for you guys. Sanity is contagious. So keep that in mind when you're just like, when you're like, nobody, this is not worth it. This person is so horrible. I hate them. I really do. I want to yell at them, blah, blah, blah. If you actually show sanity and somebody else sees it, it makes them feel, this is something that comes from Gad Sad. He was talking about diffusing the risk. As much as he's talking about the right there, he's saying keep speaking to each other. don't make it the responsibility of all these political figures to speak about ideas and things like that, and understand each other. Don't make it that. Diffuse the risk, because they cannot come after so he's still within the dichotomy of the left and the right. They can't come after this many people. If all of us are talking, it's fine. So I would say that does match up with the sanity is contagious. If you continue talking, you will embolden other people that are normal to speak and be chilled about it. If you keep saying, I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil, you'll have more people that will say, I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil. And it permeates in the same way that the hate does. It's just that it would be much slower. I actually really want Gadsad to watch this video and do a response. It would be interesting. If one person doesn't label themselves, maybe others won't. Maybe, yeah. So the whole idea is, if somebody says, what is your political affiliation? You say, it depends on the issue. Ask me about an issue and I'll let you know what I think about it. Because taking away this label, the label is used by everybody else. They have functions. I understand political labels, but yeah, maybe it would be in this climate better to say, it depends on the issue. But yes, I suppose with USA, people will say whether they are Democratic or Republican. But yeah, I mean, people. I actually watched I was watching my guilty pleasure, which is supposed to be basically the touching grass, which is watching a reality show called Below Deck. Okay, it's a reality show, and yeah, they basically follow people that are working on yachts. Okay, yes, it's touching grass, but it's like you're never going to be on a super yacht or anything like that. So yeah, whatever. The point is, it's interesting, it's fascinating. The one person that got very, very drunk. Okay, yeah, Kate is great. She got very, very drunk in this past season. There was one of the guests that got I think it was this past season. I don't know. I've been watching older ones, but either way, it was post 2016, absolutely. And she got very drunk, and she was yelling at everybody and saying how she hates everybody on the boat. And sorry, it's not a crew member, it's a guest, right? She goes, they're Republicans! They're Republicans! No, she doesn't say they're Republicans. She says they're Democrats! They're Democrats! As if that is the worst thing that you could ever call somebody. She starts yelling that, and this is her in her drunk mind. That's where she goes to. Like, this is the high IQ take that she goes to is, okay, they're Democrats. So, I don't know. Saying that you're Democrat or Republican, it's turning it into the left-right. Left a clearer comment on your X broadcast. Okay, I'll have to have a look, because it would be longer, I suppose. Oh god, it's already 7 o'clock. I don't know how I'm gonna... That's fine, it's safe out there.
When one person refuses to take the bait, the echo chamber starts cracking a little bit.
The echo chamber... One person... refuse the bait, guys. So you know what, I think I'm just gonna go, every time I see something that I want to reply to, I'm just gonna go, that's bait, but I'm still giving it replies.
People refuse, it starts breaking open a little bit more. And let me be super clear here, when millions of people, if this were to happen, were to refuse. Nicholas, are you an anarchist? Because the way that I see anarchy is oh, 80. Yeah, thanks for posting my stream scoop. You've upped the views there. Thank you. Don't delegitimize a broken system. Create a parallel structures of power. That's a very extreme way of going about it because of how pervasive everything, like, states are. I mean, it's a good idea on paper, but yeah, how do you deal with the international world when you're trying to create your own The machine will
your
collapse.
own system.
I guarantee it. We don't need permission to stop being pawns on the board. The minute that you decide right now that you will not be programmed into hatred, then you have started to win. And that's the
Don't be programmed into hatred. Start to win.
first step to being sane, and it starts with you. Mr. Charlie Kirk, his death was a mirror for all of us, and it's a mirror showing us how that we have fallen, because when we see murder being celebrated, when we see neighbors that are treated like enemies, that's the signal. And I think the good news here is that the machine only works if we feed it. It only runs on our
It only runs if we feed it, but oof, it's so difficult. Come on, the center must hold. Let's go.
clicks and our outrage and our willingness to see half of this country as a horrifying monster. If you starve this, it's going to die. It's as simple as that. Just think.
Paparoo in the background. Okay, if you starve this, it's going to die. I am starving this. Keep that in mind. I'm starving the machine, which is difficult when I'm supposed to go over disagreements on my channel. That's what I'm doing, is debate diagramming. Maybe we don't look at political disagreements for a while. See what that's like.
Think about your neighbors. Look at the people around you. Your neighbors, your co-workers.
Like, listen, guys, if I go and search debate, a lot of the time, what I get is UFC people talking about having a debate, or sports debate. There's a lot of sports debate. If you go and search, well, for my algorithm, that's what I get.
The parents at your kids' school, do they really look like these dipshits that you see on TV and on social media? Do they actually match these memes and all the screaming clips and stuff? Hell no. They look like you. They look like me. We're tired and overworked. We're worried about bills. We're praying for a future that isn't just bonkers, batshit crazy. That's
Ooh, his music starts going up. Woo! Oh, your next book should be The Concept of the Political. There's so many books I want to read, guys. I should just sit and read them in front of you guys.
the America that cameras don't show you, because if they did, you'd stop hating people. You'd start seeing.
Oh no! Stop hating. Touch grass movement. Spearheaded by Kitty. Touch grass, touch cat's paws. Do all of those things.
Being reality. So here's the pledge. Here's my one thing that I want to give to you here. And you can say this.
Pledge. The pledge. Okay, let's see what the pledge is.
Pledge out loud if you need to. I will not let anything electronic decide who my.
Come on, let's go. I will not let anything electronic. But hey, we got our brain signals are electricity. But anyway,
My neighbor is. I will not.
Electronic decide who my neighbor is. Okay. The thing is, the electronic thing, the electronic is an extension of ourselves these days. But I understand that this is the way we try and fight it.
Not let political violence become normal.
I will not let political violence. Don't make political violence normal.
will no longer let propaganda tell me who to hate. I will.
I will no longer let propaganda tell me who to hate. Yeah, people will hate on their own, but okay.
Never cheer for blood. I will choose sanity. I will choose unity.
Never cheer for blood. I will choose sanity. I will choose unity. Okay. Choose Jesus
To see
Christ.
the humanity in people.
I will choose to see the humanity in people. Even when I'm in the gulag.
Before I see their politics. And if a
Before I see their politics. Okay? Yes. Interesting.
enough of us take that stand, the whole entire rotten, nasty structure starts to fall, because the truth is very simple. There are more sane people than there are psychopaths. Well,
There's more sane people than there are psychopaths, guys. Ooh, I was doubting that when he said it. More sane people than there are psychopaths. In general, but there have been the rise of psychopaths. The truth is the machine you choose to see. Yeah. This is the truth is what you see. It's how you choose to see the world.
we're seeing online is fake. There are more of us than there are of them. And the
See, he did create an us versus them. He did say that there is an us. He's just saying change your us and them. Okay?
second that we remember that, the second we refuse to be divided against each other, which is fake, the game is permanently over. And I say this as the brainwashing expert and the psyops expert. The choice is absolutely ours. Right
Psyop us, Chase. Psyop us good.
now, do we keep this programming? Do we keep going? Do we keep letting them program us into sociopaths? Because that's what's happening. My previous video right before this one was about this. Or do we break the script and take back our sanity and just finally remember that we are one people, we're not two tribes. And I want you to remember this. If something online pisses you off, now you know for sure that you are witnessing social engineering. That's all.
Ooh. If you're pissed off online, let's do it this way, like this. Pissed off, it's social engineering. For me, social engineering, I think of actual practical policies and things like that they're trying to socially engineer when they're like the DEI and all of that stuff. That's me. That's my idea of what social engineering, but this is covert social engineering. Pissed off, you're witnessing social engineering. Those people do exist. Okay, the people that you're arguing with on the stream will be in front of you arguing with you. Those are not bots. I'm saying like people that you are in a live debate with. Those people exist. Absolutely. Those conversations need to persist, but you've got to see their humanity. Even when they're grinding your gears, man. He is, but he's a bit broad with it. Yeah, he's broad. He's just like the media.
All that is. And let me end this with a quote from Martin Luther King. The ultimate weakness
This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quote.
of violence is that it is a descending spiral, begetting the very thing it seeks to destroy. Instead of diminishing evil, it multiplies it. Through violence, you may murder the liar, but you cannot murder the lie, nor establish the truth. Through violence,
Nor establish the truth. So it's like you're not murdering the lie. See, somebody will take that and run, though. The thing is, I love this quote, but somebody will take it and run. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Black-pilled.
you may murder the hater, but you do not murder the hate. In fact, violence merely increases hate. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate
He actually
cannot
read this. He read it differently.
drive out hate. Only love can do that. I love.
Okay, so let's go back. He changed it a little bit. I think he paraphrased it. In fact, violence merely increases hate. Returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. This is why Dr. King says, build, boy baby, build. Hassan is going to be in big trouble. Elon tagging Jeff about it. Okay. I don't know. They're doing the reputation, what's it, tarnishing or whatever.
Light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I love you. Please, please, God, send this to somebody that you know. Take care.
Send it to somebody you know, boys. This is the link. Let's go here. I will put it in chat for you right now. If you want to rewatch it at your own pace, we've gone deep dive wise. But if you want to send it to somebody else, see what they think about it. Yeah. It's not that complicated of a video. Basically, he's just, hey, take, this is the wrong enemy. The left-right dichotomy is incorrect. This is what is playing on you. This idea, the psyop way, how radicalization happens. I think maybe we could personally use this as kind of a map for what we're looking for when we are online. Okay, when we go, we can name these things. So when you see a tribal script, say to yourself in your mind, that is a tribal script, this is what's happening. So just naming these, I'm noticing, oh, this is part of an echo chamber. The replies are an echo chamber. You don't have to reply saying the replies are an echo chamber. You can just leave and, I don't know, that's it. Isolation, no interaction with the other side. Well, let's interact with the other side then. Maybe go back and then also go to the sanity thing as well. Where is it? Sanity. Just ask yourself, am I being sane right now? Am I being frothy? So remember, what was it? Frothy. There's 2 F's. Come on now. I thought it was great. It was these days I keep trying to re-say what I know I have forgotten. I think that starting to say it will make me remember it, which is not something that I used to do. Yeah. Frothy leads to frustration. I don't know. Something like that. I love you, Kitty, but thank you, and thank you for the streams. I love you, peepers, and thank you for peeping. I froth my coffee. I remember, but I forgot too. Do you offer diagrams for sale, Kitty? I would pay, but I would buy a PDF, but when I get paid. Oh, that no. These I need to actually put this as a PDF on my Substack. This is what the workflow is supposed to be: is do a stream, make a diagram, make a summary video, make a Substack. That has still not occurred once in my YouTube career because things just keep happening and your girl is flawed as fuck. But I want to make a diagram that is worthy of selling to someone. I do. But yes, we will get to that point if you guys stick around. Promise, okay? Right. So let's. I will put this in. Let's save it. Sorry. Oh shit! I haven't even saved it. Current device. Chase Hughes on Charlie Kirk. And the Charlie Kirk mind map. I think I need to just try. I need to just try to write down what I'm thinking as well, which is, I'm so afraid of writing. I used to write a lot. So afraid of writing where people can read it. I'm okay writing in my journal, but I'm not okay writing where people can read it. This needs to change. Spread sanity. Okay. That's about it, girls and boys and kitty cats and dog lovers. I'd buy a poster of a good diagram. Which one would be the one that you like the most? Oh god, I need to go and... Yeah, I don't feel like any of them are... Like somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, what are you most proud of? Which stream or video are we most proud of? And I couldn't answer them. So that means I'm not working hard enough, boys. So we need to make things that we're proud of. I think it was a Peter Boghossian one that I did point to. That was the most proud I was. But yeah, I think, yeah. We need more. We need more work, Chinsia. Anyway. Have a nice life, everybody. Let's talk about what's happening next. So tomorrow afternoon, we can do a debate diagram out of context kitty clip. Oh yes, let's end that off there. Let me first just tell you before we go off and have a laugh. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow we can look into a Charlie Kirk debate, or I could just continue trying to figure out my thoughts or whatever. I've got some videos I have to watch to figure out. So point is, there is a stream tomorrow, around the same time, okay? And then we have the Think on Friday morning. Oh no, sorry. Then on Thursday, I am supposed to have a discussion with Corbin, who was previously known as Jab. He is very keen to talk to me about this whole right-left situation. So it will be interesting to have that. He would probably try and turn it into a debate, but I'm not looking for a debate. It will be interesting to have that. So I would be having that conversation. He's not the center of he's not the center of that stream. It will just be another Charlie Kirk issue centered stream. So yeah, that's happening. That's on Thursday. Then we have the Thursday night for the Americans. We have the Think, which is going to be on governments, community, culture, whatever, collective anthropology. And then we have Friday Slop, guys. We'll be touching grass and ass on Friday. Okay, there we go. So let's see what creamage the absolute G. Let me download this so that it can be a clip in the studio. Steel, where is it? Stream Acid Videos. No, that's not it. Memes. Okay, there you go. What the fuck, kitty? Okay, so do a special stream and diagram something weird. You know what? Why don't we diagram Flat Earth? Let's do Flat Earth tomorrow. Or should we start an investigation into what's the name? Skinwalker Ranch. We could do that. Kitty, are you a fan of Downton Abbey? Oh, I absolutely love Downton Abbey. Why, Davina? I would Luke, Blair, and Destiny, but nowadays I'm not so hot on those two. Maybe do a diagram with the express purpose of it being being poster worthy. I like this idea. I like this idea, guys. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I'll do something weird. Okay. The new Downton Abbey film is out. Flat Earth is a bit one-dimensional though. Nice. Okay, we've downloaded it. Let me put it here. I don't know. Okay, if it's good, it stays in the download package over here. Let's see. This is the clip. Hurry up, it's taking a while to download. By the way, Charlie Kirk's video is at 3.846573. Sorry, point. I started off saying point. Anyway, here is the, let me pause this. Here is the clip. These black people are horrible and genetically predisposed to being evil and yeah, I guess that's a clip. It works, but I still like this one.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut up, bitch! Keep the comms clear! There you go. Do Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey movie? Based. Well, I'm gonna have my walk now. And I'm gonna speak to my beautiful husband. Don't tell him I called him beautiful. He doesn't like that. Have a nice life, everybody. And I'll speak to you later. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. Daisy's a menace, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. We're squirky as fuck. Daisy's a menace, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. We're squirky as fuck. She goes meow 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 meow. We're squirky as fuck. Okay, thanks. Bye.